good. And now I put that over to actual live now. Let's see, make that a bit quieter. So, we finally made it to session 7. I only got a couple of people here today. Jeremy and David. And David is playing a new character. We'll get to how he joined the group in a moment. We'll start off with Jeremy describing his character.
Well, I'm continuing to play Cordar, a native Varisian originating from the small town of Sandpoint. But having come to Absalon a few years ago in the hopes of one day becoming a force for good in the world with the Pathfinder Society. So, with his strength of his sturdy shield, stout sword, and strong demeanour.
And we also have David joining us for this storyline now with his new character, who is in the middle of still building.
Yeah, we're mostly the way through it. Here's Beleth Goldentongue, who is a Varisian human of the town of...
human.
Huh?
Cheliax. From because you chose to be the devil worshipping race.
Actually, yes, you're a Chelaxian who grew up in Varisia.
My apologies.
So technically, you're Varisian by nation of birth, but you're Cheliax by descent.
Cheliax. Okay, you'll forgive me for that.
That's okay. You're learning as we go.
From the little town of Corvosia, and he is awfully fond of, well, all things diplomacy, and bringing forth the rise of, well, the return of Cheliax. Cheliax? Close enough. And, yeah, he's quite fond of demons, and may have made a deal, or we don't really know so far. We'll figure that out.
That's okay. So, you will be joining the group from a... Ooh.
From chocolate?
No. You get to pick one or two. You got to pull that. Did you want more than one? There's more of, so if guys do want Varisia caramel slice. If you like extra caramel slices, like tons of it at the moment.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, so you're joining the group after being with a different group of wannabe Pathfinders who were off exploring a ruined keep for the TN Lantern Lodge, for one of the 10 factions, and also on board trying to work for the Qadira and the Andoran factions, and they completely screwed it up.
Huh.
And you're the only one left of that group.
Cool.
They had a little bit of infighting.
The rest failed in their aspirations. They missed their one chance.
Didn't go so well.
But you obviously were not quite so bad.
So how badly did it go?
Yeah. Well, you see, the problem with people is that they so often don't pay attention to what they're told, and they don't do what they're told. And when they don't, it just doesn't go well for them. It's a terrible thing. Terrible, you see. And I'm very sad to see them gone. But, hey, there's still a job to do. It was probably for the best that they're gone.
And you'd heard that there were 5 groups originally that they were testing. In the first day of testing, 2 groups completely imploded.
Well, they obviously weren't strong enough to figure it out anyway.
Well, one group had died after saying they're not going to use lethal measures against us, are they? That was the famous last words.
Right.
When confronted with overwhelming force in an ambush, which they walked right into. So
that was a bit silly.
Also, the comments of they won't give us anything we can't overcome.
Right. Right. Okay.
Well, there's a reason that attempt to become a Pathfinder is a goal worthy of all, and not something that can be achieved by all.
It has been explained to the survivors of most of the things that the tests are all meant to be proven. The tests are not to test what they say they're testing, but to test whether or not the faction that has made the test wants to sponsor you. So you get to ask them to sponsor you, but they have to choose to sponsor you.
Yes.
Because they'll be then paying your way through the society for the rest of your time in the Pathfinders. And unless you manage to convince another society to take you on.
Okay.
But jumping between societies is bound to make bad blood with the society you're with.
Absolutely.
So they are... It does happen. And it can be done amicably. But... and it also depends on which ones you jump between. So if you jump between two directly opposing factions, no, it's not going to work out well for you.
No.
So you're joining the amalgamation of 3 groups now,
Okay.
having had in the second day of testing, a week after the first day of testing, 2 groups were joined together with the sole surviving member of one group and most of the other group. So you're now the sole surviving member of a 3rd group joining the same group.
Right. So you guys figured it out.
Well, we haven't lost nearly as many as you have.
Look, we don't choose the people we work with.
No, that's true. And as I say, I quite happily accept that, yes. Yeah. The Pathfinder Society should not accept everybody.
No, but
it's a worthy goal, but so I know I'd be disappointed if it was easy.
look, all I'm saying is that when there's obviously a magical trap right there that you can see, I mean, there's a pressure plate, and then the rogue who has proven to be not so good at what he does still wants to disarm the trap. I personally thought that being away from the rogue was a fantastic idea. The rest of the group had this wonderful notion of being supportive and trusting and helping him. None of them knew how to disable traps. So... it's a shame.
You'll do it?
I mean, I'm sure they were wonderful people.
Of course. Possibly if you're telling that story again, you might mention the fact that rather than necessarily just standing away from the group while the rogue failed to do his role, you carefully took up a position watching to ensure that the party was not accosted by an unseen force.
Look, I'll be perfectly honest with you. If anybody else asks, I definitely will say that. But being as though we have to develop this bond of trust, I figured that we may as well be honest. I said to them, guys, come over. This isn't going to work. He's probably going to blow himself up and we can't stop him. I even told him, don't do it. We can just go around. But he seemed to have an overabundance of confidence. And I just want to be honest with you and say that I'm more than willing to work with you. But if you do something like that, I appreciate it. Yeah. Look. It didn't go well.
I can certainly understand, except that you put in and provided the support that you were able to provide by saying don't do it. I can accept that.
I could have blown up the trap. They could have let me do that. It would have been fine. I mean, bang. But no. That's a shame.
Well,
anyway, shall we?
Pathfinder Society does not want stupid, so...
I completely agree.
Good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, let's say. Got a few fellows around, but you'll meet up with them more in detail later.
Yeah, I mean, there's always time. So what are we doing?
Well, let's say, at this stage, I'm not certain what your second day involved, but your second tasks involved, but we've managed to come back from a bit of an apparently forgotten keep down the coastline, but we managed to clear out and seemingly successfully recovered the quest items that were being looked for.
Oh.
So, but yes, as I'm sure you're aware, not the stated quest requirements are not necessarily the actual results they're looking for. So
no, I had to charm gnomes. They were evil. They were evil. They were angry. They were really unhappy. But they were awfully fond of being bribed and
Well, it's also what happens when you get someone who says, "I speak every language." Start reading ancient languages.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I can tell you that dabbling in things that you really don't understand is just never a great idea. And for me, it went well. It's had a lot of repercussions.
And I would have thought that it was actually a valuable trait in the Pathfinder, was recognising that there's a lot about the world we don't understand.
Yeah.
And we need to find out about it. Admittedly, again, it can be dangerous work, and that's why not everyone should be a Pathfinder.
Yeah, and walking into something blindly is never a great idea.
And reading text on a wall out loud is not always recommended.
Not going to lie, I have done that. It worked well for me, but I can imagine it probably wouldn't have worked well for other people.
Well, when you have the speak, friend, and enter, it's a lot different to I prepared explosive runes this morning.
You see, I read a thing, and then a big guy appeared, and he was really angry, and he told me how to do things, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? It was fiery.
So things that you had to do an escape room.
Hmm.
Where you got locked in a room and forced to figure out how to get out.
Yes.
You had to figure out how to get into a box suspended over some water on some shaky planks using block and tackle.
That was a pretty easy one, I thought.
Hmm.
But there were others in my group that were having difficulty following the apparent simplicity.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, that really wasn't my strong suit.
It was a simple puzzle, but it was set up in such a way that they could overcomplicate it and screw it up.
Which some did.
Hmm.
I managed to pull them out before they hit the water.
Well, that's always good, don't you think?
Then there was a meeting with the Paracountess of Cheliax and retrieving a strong box from her.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you made a good impression.
Some of those had trouble actually getting to the strong box.
Ah.
She's also known as one of the biggest seductresses of the area.
All I'm saying is that everybody has their own skills.
So, but the thing is, not necessarily in a way anyone really wants to be seduced.
Look, $20 is $20.
And I think there was the trap to have the box taken away from you before you could deliver it. So people would try to return with this box and then be completely owned. Those that couldn't deal with having to give up the artifact probably wouldn't survive out in the wilds. There's always going to be a bigger fish.
Thanks, Squad Mom.
And if you can live to tell the tale, it's far better than dying to protect something that no one will hear about.
Yeah.
Because, hey, the story's got to be written somehow.
The survivor tells the story, though.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say is the seductress, well, you would think that a seductress couldn't be seduced. That's all I'll say.
I'm sure you had fun.
It's okay. I'm sure when you have a check against a DC of about 35, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I will.
Natural 20?
Yeah. Anyway, didn't expect that.
It's nice to have your first roll of the day be a 20.
Yeah, I had that last night, actually. Then I had 2 1s and a 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Well, you got the good roll there when it came out.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so after that one, I think that was the first day of testing.
Yes.
Second day of testing was to investigate some Woodira ruins, trying to find a jade sword and trade agreements, as well as eliminate any undead you come across. So you started out meeting an undead who talked to you, who was a Pathfinder. So most of the people who met her dealt with her and treated her quite nicely, even though you had a rousing speech told to you by the leader of the Andoran faction that undeath is a form of slavery and all slavery should be abolished.
Yeah, sure.
He's also one of the weapons teachers. He's been teaching you for the last 3 years.
Look, I mean, I'm not really that fond of weapons, so sure. He's got his opinions.
He does have a pair of magical pistols.
I mean, are we talking about his... Or are we talking...
But we're talking about actual physical pistols.
But again, it's important to remember that you don't always do what you're told. It's important to make up your own mind and have your own thought processes on things.
It's important to win.
And they were pushed to the extremes of choice.
Yes.
And the idea was you had to make a stand. They didn't care what stand you made. The important part was make a stand.
Right.
And not have other people dictate to you your actions.
Okay.
So when people stood up to the ghoul, she would then turn around and say, "You've finished your testing. Your day's over, go home now."
Okay.
And those that went home failed.
Right.
Because she was not your leader, she was not your chain of command, she was just she may have been another Pathfinder, but not all Pathfinders are equal. And
Hello.
a Pathfinder can't just tell you that there's another Pathfinder is safe.
Okay.
As you'd been told to do the job by one of the venture captains, one of the leaders, another Pathfinder telling you finished the job without any other instructions is basically what they were being warned against.
Right.
They need thinkers, not sheep.
Gotcha.
If they weren't sheep, they can just go and hire lots of sheep.
Yes. If they wanted sheep, there'd be a lot more people that'd get through the Pathfinder testing.
Unfortunately, it's got a mixed match of what I would normally have. So it's got like plum dark chocolate in there as well as caramel.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Hopefully it tastes nice.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And so, how long has it been since we returned from that second day?
It is.
Because then after that, from following there, we went to the Tian embassy for the celebration party. So, although we specifically didn't stay around too long.
Okay, so
Long enough to be polite, and also to catch up with the Andoran member.
well, you end up getting up the next day, being the only one of your group able to get up. Everyone else is sick as a dog. Obviously, something they had at the party wasn't so good. At which point is when Batlath gets introduced to you as congratulations, he's now joined your group.
You mean you plus the ones who are...
They apparently decided that there was a week between testing last time, so they were taking advantage of the week this time.
Well, that's going well for them, isn't it?
And at which point they said your group is now going in front of the board. Those of you that can stand will make it.
Marvellous.
Those of you that can't, well, I'm sure that a reprimand will be in order.
I will attempt to give them another kick of weight to say, "Hey guys, get up, make it happen."
That they're all awake, but they're unable to move. They're extremely poisoned.
That's unfortunate.
I did say it wasn't worth staying there too long. And hey, you know, if you make it known you are poisoned, the Tian ambassador might not be all that pleased with you. She might take it as a slight. She might think you didn't like her tea.
I'm sure they'll find a way to get around it. It'll work well.
But no, if you can't get up, I guess I shall attempt to make your apologies for you.
Most of them can't. They're just too sick to do anything. And then on the way to the training, you run into.
So in fact, that's probably all the idea. If I'm the only one coming out, I'll think, oh, okay, you must be the representative for one of the other groups, and then find out that no, you're by yourself.
So just
he is representative of his group.
Just you, just me. I'm sure it's the same thing.
Excellent. I'm guessing that your fellows enjoyed last night a bit too much as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, they're definitely having a great night. Struggling to recover. They're definitely struggling to recover. They're all dead.
Okay, and then you run into someone from the third group that had doing the training, Kroll.
Greetings. You must be the representative of the other group.
Yes. I'm not quite sure why I was signed here, but
I'm curious as to why they've only asked for one each of us, but
I'd like to know as well, so...
I was told it was the group's champions, the greatest of the groups.
Well,
Yeah, that's not me.
our current leader was not invited, not available, so I'm going in her place.
I'm sure it wasn't to do with the leaders, but the most skilled of the groups.
Well, I haven't known to keep their asses alive, so I'll take that one.
There you go.
But
Diplomacy points.
Oh, that was diplomacy, was it? Not deception.
Actually, if I'm honest, Jeremy. Funny, they have the same bonuses.
And what bonus is that?
I'll let you choose.
Well, I'm just curious. I've got a +5 bonus in perception, so I'm wondering whether I am actually seeing through you or not at this stage.
Look, I rolled a 16 and we're both +5, so you
Okay,
can...
yep. I'm happy that I will accept you at face value at the present time.
I think either way it's a stat of bullshittery.
Yes.
So,
Correct.
Sorry to interrupt. Stefan very kindly brought me 2 really big bits of watermelon, not knowing that I'd already bought myself a really huge watermelon. I was wondering if I cut up some watermelon, if anyone would be interested in having some watermelon.
I'll definitely get some watermelon.
You have some watermelon?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're fine.
Do you want to hang it up? Or you're right?
Oh no, I'm happy. I was just going to cut little triangle wedges that you could just eat fairly easily. You'd be happy to have some and maybe one or two.
For wedges.
You're not a watermelon person? Alright, well at least I've got 2 people. That'll cut down
Watermelon.
on some of my watermelon.
I will definitely help you out.
You're willing to whale on some watermelon, huh?
Well, there's another one that big and I cut up one twice that big.
Dang.
So yeah,
okay, so
that's a lot of watermelon.
Stefan, you find out that the other 2 both came from different groups that are going on the mission your characters are assigned to go on tomorrow.
Okay. Is this a scouting mission, or what is this meant to be?
This is the one that where you are supposed to go off and investigate a keep for the Lantern Lodge and get trade agreements for the Cordillera.
Right, yes.
So your character has done this,
Yes.
but this is the day before your character actually gets to go.
Okay.
Okay, so
Was I sworn to secrecy on details about this?
Well, your character doesn't know about what happened yet.
Oh, right,
So-
gotcha.
Well, these guys have just done the quest.
okay.
Okay.
But, okay, if I knew that you hadn't done it yet, I said I wouldn't talk to you about it and give you any clues. Because that'd be wrong. That'd be cheating.
Yeah, that'd be an absolute terrible thing. I
And
can't
look at this
imagine
way,
anyone would do
he was that good at not showing any, knowledge of it during the quest. He was great at keeping it under wraps.
Yeah.
But you see, that was the other thing I was going to say was, I asked the question of, so how far are we, how much time do we end up walking, trudging or funeral marching, whatever the situation may be, to wherever we're going to find out whether or not there is discussion about, okay, so what quest have you been on?
It's made much easier when your party's yelling medic every 2 minutes.
That's silly.
Not really, that's just...
Okay,
Hey,
so
that'd be, I'm sure there'd be at least some of our party who would be yelling medic every 2 minutes if we had a medic to yell for.
What's a medic?
Do it
they
anyway, I
have a
hope somebody
druid.
takes the hint.
They have a druid for their medic.
So,
It sounds like they're actually medic.
They sort of do. Problem is, they've got to be around to do it. And unfortunately, the medic has been away more than he's been there.
I guess the other aspect is, so obviously if we're representing 3 different groups, and we know there were 5 groups initially, over the last 3 years, have each of those aspirant, like we are aware of the 15 or 20 aspirants, whatever it was, that we've been working with in that time. So we would each know each other in that sense already. So
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
You would have met each other. You would have seen each other in passing. You would have drawn the straws to end up with the group you're with.
And that's just it. Like, yes, I'm expecting that probably for the first 6 months or so, we were almost treated as a group of 20, and then it wasn't until after that.
Well, it would have been more like a group of 50 that kept getting whittled down over
So
the years until they actually had only 5 groups left.
enough to actually split them up into small groups and see how you actually deal with in a smaller situation. Okay, yes. So in that case, then yes, it could be a bit of a well. Obviously, everyone would be happy to have Cordar as a friend, so he'd be happy to greet them as friends. But whether or not they greet each other as friends or things like that would be another question. So.
Or just be.
But it possibly does mean that Cordar has slightly more dubious reaction to Balath's story about what they've been doing. I may be slightly less willing to take it at face value.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll be okay.
Well, it's true until proven otherwise.
Yes, that's right. That's why I was happy to take it at face value when I didn't know you.
Yeah.
I've known you for 3 years. I'll probably take it with a grain of salt.
Ah. Well,
You were recruited about the same time.
I take back what I said. No, look, they were useless. You saw them, and we're here.
And they're not.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all make it into the council chambers, and you see that they've got sitting on the other side of you, the Frenchy captain himself of the Grand Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
So, I see that you're the current surviving members of all your groups. I'm sorry to say that there are now only 2 groups. He looks at our Balath and says, "I'm afraid you're going to have to join one of the other groups. Your other members have retired from the field. Some died, yes. Some were thrown out.
Yeah.
One was executed.
Really? Which one?
I don't know. He's the one who tried to steal from the Quadirum faction during negotiations.
That's a shame. That's a crying shame that all of that work that was done, that we spent so long doing, was all brought apart by him. So that's very sad.
Yeah. That's okay. Water under the bridge. He wasn't, Pathfinder material in the end.
Blood under the bridge.
This is just half of one.
Oh.
Thank you. It's not like
Thank
the rise.
you kindly.
And what I've got you here for today is I am looking for a group of people to do some extra side things around the city while the others are busy enjoying their downtime. And I thought you could do with some pick me up for the spirits of the teams. That most of the teams have not been going so well of late. Wanting to murder hobo their way through things was never a great plan. So that's how we lost Group 1. Group 2 got lost because they were rude to Janera, their guide through all this. And she said, screw you to them after they insulted her at the doors on their first day of testing, which was a fail because they couldn't get back in. So they were abandoned in Epsilon to rot.
Nice little word to just keep on the path. Cordak mumbling to himself.
Because only people carrying a wayfinder that is given to them can actually enter the grounds of the society or exit them.
Right.
And currently the only people who have been granted a wayfinder are the leader of each group.
Hello.
And
Well, you may not have one at the back.
No, I had one.
And the leader changes on
Okay.
occasion as well. So at which point he puts a wayfinder on the table for you and says, "So, who thinks that they qualify to use this?"
Qualify.
Yes, qualify is a double-edged sword,
Yes.
and the last person who qualified from your group lost their head.
Kinda deserved it.
He may have deserved it, but he was also responsible for everything the team did.
Yeah.
So whoever takes it is responsible for the other two.
Don't look at me.
I'm happy to accept the responsibility.
He hands it over to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already got issues with my own group. So let's not suggest that.
Yeah, so he says, "Yes, I know all about your multi-personality gnome child.
Okay.
Apparently, the real personality is winning Fight Club."
Yes, it's rather concerning.
I haven't lost a match yet. Betting on her.
In terms of gambling, it's probably a positive. In terms of trying to use it as a group,
Bonding exercise pretty hard because no one can seem to get near her.
and we can't tell which one is popping up these days. It's just, yeah.
Try a hat.
If they'll wear a hat, yes.
If they wear a hat, then you know which one it is.
The last time we tried, they refused or ripped up the hat. So
Well, then you know which one it is.
Have a spare set of hats.
yeah, I'm not sure the other two want to wear hats either. Unless one said something about superiority for women, then maybe.
Well, unless you
Make sure the females of the group give it to him.
No, that's
or
true.
find an item that each personality is happy to wear.
I guess.
And then whichever one they come out with in the morning, you know, well, that's the personality that woke up.
It's a shame it's come to this, but I suppose we'll have to do something like that.
Okay, and so what I have in mind for you is a chance to try out some of those tests you failed, if you wish to.
Oh,
Happy to make up for past mistakes if that is feasible.
right.
So, were there any
Not
tests?
that Gordon's actually aware of any. Actually, the group I know found a couple of them, but I wasn't actually there for any of them.
That's what I mean. Ones that your character wasn't there for.
Yeah.
Anyone your character wasn't there for, your character was not there for.
Okay. Okay. Which meant that I missed halfway through the first day.
He was there for the start of the first day and then couldn't make the rest of them.
Okay. And we did well in the first session, the first quest, and then apparently not so well afterwards. I'm sure there was no correlation.
We failed one of our tests because our current leader had an altercation with a door.
Did you say a door?
Yes.
Was it a mimic?
No.
Did it fling back and hit him in the head?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
Enough said.
At this point, I don't know that I want to know.
Okay.
But the door had freaked them out somewhat.
Apparently so.
Is there any particular activity that you wish us to attempt to accomplish?
Well, at this stage, I was giving you options if you wanted to take. So, you could get in better standing with any of the factions by reattempting their test.
Hope so.
Just that, unfortunately, the Lantern Lodge and the Andoran and the Quadira faction tests are not available for that. They're a little too far away.
Understandably so. And yes, I don't see a need to repeat them.
And some of you haven't done it yet either. It says looking at Kroll.
Now, see, now having said that I've done it, I can specifically not tell you anything about it.
Well, yeah.
Now that I know that you haven't done it.
There's some circumstances where we weren't given the option to do the test because our leader at the time told us to go do something else and went off on his own.
Yes, he split you up.
Even though he said at the start he wasn't going to.
Your leader didn't really have a good ideas, did he?
That hasn't changed much.
Right. Interesting.
Well, I say, certainly, well, as a player, I'm not entirely certain which ones I specifically missed out on. And as a character, Cordar would specifically not be going for ones that he's heard about and therefore think he'd have an advantage on attempting to achieve.
So you had a test with the Snazi, which you had successfully done.
Yes.
But Stefan's character was not there for. You weren't there for that. You weren't there for that test.
Which one was that one?
Well, you weren't there for it.
There you go.
Then there was the
The one that I say, the one that Cordar's done, but
there was the orphanage test, which Cordar was not there for.
that's right.
But the Kroll was there for,
Right.
and that's the one that they screwed up royally.
Right.
In such a way that they almost got thrown in jail and executed. It was almost a TPK.
Yep.
Well, they accused a noble of a crime, got them arrested, got taken to the courthouse, and then the noble walked in to plead the case, which they weren't allowed to because they weren't nobles. Which would mean that only her side of the story gets told, and then sentencing would be put down.
This is all because of our leader, mind you.
So when you get the guards involved, better make sure that you've actually... It doesn't matter if you've got the facts or not. You've got to still be able to plead the case. And a non-noble versus a noble doesn't get a say.
Cool.
It wasn't.
No.
Seems perfectly fair to me.
It turns out they actually had a noble amongst them, but they didn't speak up.
Dick move.
Yes.
Well, they didn't identify themselves as such, so they were treated as everyone else.
Fair enough.
And the other one is the obtaining some documentation from the Aspirant faction, which involves the locked room, which Kroll was there for again, which they also messed up. No real theme going there.
Funny because we technically didn't.
Well, okay, certainly if Cordar had any options, he'd probably be leaning towards supporting of the Silver Crusade or the Aspirant.
And the other one they had there was the Cheliax task, which was to recover a box from the Cheliax Paracountess.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
So,
Which also went badly.
Considering we lost a party member for a week afterwards.
So, friendos, what should we do?
There are other things you can do if you wish to, but that was the if you wanted a chance to improve standing with them, they were willing to give you three a chance to try the tests again.
Recognising that either we were not involved with our group in those particular quests, or it was recognised that the failure of the group was not the result of the individuals involved, or the specific individuals. So,
I just realised most of my group's failures has been leadership choices. It's either been future leaderships or past leaderships that were the issue.
remember though, so Cordar probably has worked afterwards, left the room. Remember, don't always blame leaders. Pathfinders make their own name. I don't necessarily always want you to blindly following orders.
Yeah, that's true.
So, So, as I say, I am happy to assist those of you, or support those of you who wish to head towards a specific faction for yourselves. If you have no particular preference, then accept.
Which was the one with the door issue?
That was the Siren one.
Okay.
So,
Well, I will suggest the Aspirant one, personally.
I am happy to seek further knowledge. Do you have any particular preference, Bella?
Not really, to be honest. I'm quite happy to to take what comes. I mean, whatever you would like to do, it's all the same to me, really. Here to help. You know, however I can help.
I'll look you up and down and think, you look a siren to me.
Great.
Someone who's always interested in seeking new knowledge.
Yes, something like that.
Sure.
Need something to do to begin with. I mean, don't really have any particular. By God, that sounds like food.
Food on legs.
Yeah.
So you've got a basic map of the place there.
That's Absalon itself, the city.
Yep.
Yeah.
And where's
Avoid the wise quarter. Bad things happen.
What happens?
And where's the
in
Pathfinder?
the
You get
last
arrested
round?
by nobles.
Oh,
right.
Entering the Ascended
Next to
Court.
the Ascended Court, yeah. And is Janira...
So that is what Janira looks like.
Okay, that probably answers the question I was about to ask. Is Janira available to...
She's available to do the...
demonstrate, show us which way we need to head?
Yeah, she's happy to help you out again, as she did for the first-timers, and that is the person you're going to see for if you want to go visit the Silver Lodge.
What a lovely looking lady.
Is the leader of the Snazi.
Oh god. More
One
oil
of the
in that
factions.
guy's hand than in an oil rig.
That is the guy who just met with you. That is the leader of the Quidira.
Mr. I trade everything.
That is the leader of the Andoran faction.
Oh yeah, Mr. Undead can go die.
That is the leader of the TN faction.
Yep.
She makes a lovely cup of
Lantern
tea.
Lodge. That is the leader of the Cheliax faction.
Mm-hmm.
Is she
That's
seductress?
one to avoid, yeah.
Yeah, it turns out I seduced her, apparently.
That is the leader of the Asiran faction.
So I'm assuming he's the man we're
how
coming to
we
meet.
lost our party for a week was to her.
Or at least his representative.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, Martin was like, yeah, you something like the DC of seducing her was like 35, 30 something.
Yeah.
Rolled a 20.
So a success, not a critical success.
I was going to say, it's probably still technically a critical failure.
Oh yeah, it is, yeah.
If she's got the same stats as that,
Well, there was an NPC in the Serpent Skull that had a plus 55 on her seduce roll
yeah, god damn.
at 15th level.
It was just...
I'm guessing she was pretty.
She was a succubus.
Yeah, damn right she was.
She didn't ask questions, you did them. It was very,
Yeah.
very simple.
Yeah.
And
You
she-
intuited her wishes and carried them out before she knew she wanted them.
Yes.
And the NPCs from that game have flowed into this storyline
Oh Jesus.
because one of those characters became a god.
She was there.
Well, you kill a god, become a god. Power flows. Who knows? And so yes, Janira is more than happy to take you to the Siren's place. She's interesting to see how it will turn out this time, considering how many parties I've had there.
Well, it does seem to be a worthy quest.
Well, she says, at least you've got some knowledge of it beforehand. You're unlikely to make all the same mistakes.
Hmm.
Probably.
I was going to say, I certainly wouldn't be, well, I believe that my friend has some knowledge. I'm certainly not planning on relying too much on it though, that would be cheating.
Mutton, just quickly, can I have Abyssal for my other language? Being as I'm packed with devils and shit.
Infernal? Not
Infernal?
Abyssal. Abyssal is a language of demons.
Yeah, oh right, yeah, sorry.
Infernal is a language of devils.
That's right, cool, thank you.
That's okay.
Assuming you didn't have any particular preference between the two of them in that sense. So.
Most of the Cheliacs worship the law-abiding devils,
Okay.
not the chaos-inducing demons.
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean that they don't talk to them on occasion.
Devil worship makes a much better grounding for civilization than demon worship. Because it's lawful. Or they're lawful.
Well, they have long-term plans. Okay, so you make your way to the place there.
Okay.
Actually have all the stuff here. You reach a place called the Salahir Estate for a Grand Council member, Dremet Sahat, one of the Aspirant ambassadors who sits on the council at Absalom.
Mhm.
And you were met at the door by a rather tall human guy who looks very plain, wearing just plain clothes, skin very grey. Not someone you have met before, except for Cole, who was here last time he met the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Greetings, I believe you are here to meet with the master?"
That is the understanding. We've been sent by Grand Master of the Pathfinder faction to support him which way we can.
Okay, I shall take you to the Sapphire Sage. And he shall tell you.
Thank
what
you,
to
kind
do.
sir.
He sort of shuffles slowly.
Follow behind.
Sort of the thing of is like you take a step and stop. Take a step and stop. Take a step and stop. He's very slow.
Somebody cast haste on this man.
I'm happy to take the opportunity to enjoy the surroundings of whatever decorations may be in this facility.
Looking around you, this place is worth a fortune. Just the door into the main building, once you get past the external gate, is worth more than probably the building you grew up in.
Is that the door your friend had trouble with?
I wish.
And it's not even elaborate, it's just well decorated.
Yep.
And once you get inside, the marble floor is like just one square of marble is worth more than a lifetime's wages for most people.
It's the same place we saw the tigers. Okay.
So there's more wealth on display here, just in the front entryway, than any place you've ever been.
Good grief.
And this is not their opulent section. You can tell this is the servant entrance. And
Great Odin's Raven.
and standing behind you as you come in, you see two guards with big swords across their back. Muscles the size of most of your waists on their arms, big bulky sort of types.
Cord eyes quietly comparing, thinking.
They look imposing.
My friend, I very much doubt it.
I have nothing to prove to them.
It's true. You're quite right.
And as you shuffle along, you pass a room that has two tigers lounging on a couch, just staring at you.
Not real fond of tigers, if I'm honest.
As soon as you say that, they both look at you.
Yeah, of course they do.
One of them has a slight golden shimmer,
Good kitty.
and one of them has a slight black smoke drifting up off it.
Better kitty.
And you sort of have reprimand in your head from both of them.
Okay.
You're being told off in Infernal and Celestial at the same time, and you understand both as they're telling you off.
That's concerning.
Yeah, I'd probably apologise if I were you.
Look, I am sorry. All I was saying was that, I've had a few experiences of large cats chasing me and not being awfully friendly. It's a bit scary.
Well, they're happy with that now, and you should be on your way. Otherwise, they'll make your dreams come true.
Yes.
They tell you that.
But okay.
And one of them says, "Don't worry, you'll have that dream over and over again."
Right. Cool.
Right, and you hear a sort of the voice in the distance going, "At least until you please, Lord Hank."
Cool. Whatever you want. Goals.
Are you saying that out loud, or are you mind still?
Porque knowledge dose,
Well, because obviously if you start talking those sort of statements out loud, is there a problem, Bella?
No problem at all. No. Can't be any problems. Not with any sort of feline capacities, large or small. They're all fantastic. They're all brilliant. Horrifyingly, amazingly, brilliant, scary. They're
They
brilliant.
can tell sarcasm.
I'm not one of the reception here, sir.
Yes. When he said I don't particularly like cats, it was actually more a case of I'm quite scared of cats,
Yeah.
especially when they talk back at me in my mind.
Yes.
Particular when they look like they could eat me in 2.5 seconds.
Oh, that's a bit long. Shorter than that.
Yes.
Well, I don't know, because there's two of them. They might fight over it.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll take up to 2 seconds.
Well, most of these will take their time.
That was delicious. Thank you so much.
They wouldn't want to, finish it early, and they wouldn't want you to, miss out on the experience at the same time.
Yes, I'm so happy about the magnificence of you while you're eating me. Wow.
I think they have learned how to keep their prey alive.
Good grief. Anyway, moving right along. Good kitty. Cat. Great.
One
great.
of our party members almost suffered such a fate.
Jesus Christ. Wow. That was a bit scary. Turns out those cats are a bit scary. Very scary. They talk to me. God. I'm going to not be able to live this one down for a while. Or forget about it. Or anything. Can we keep going now? Please.
Yep.
And there's this shuffling of the person in front of you, meaning that it's a real long time you're standing there in front of that open doorway.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Technically, we haven't stopped.
And this whole time we're trying to avoid their gaze.
Unfortunately, it was a double door.
Yep, it was a double door.
And then there's another double door into the same room.
So you finally get past the door, and then you come to the second double door to the same room. And then you sort of see it going slowly, and they're just watching and watching.
God! Oh well.
And so by the time you actually get past the room, you notice that Balath is actually drenched in sweat. And all he's been doing is walking slowly.
Drenched, I'm dying of dehydration after that. God.
You probably really should get out for more exercise.
Oh no.
If a walk like this you find tiring.
If only you knew. God.
I think it's
Right.
more emotional.
Oh! Can we leave? Please?
And so you finally make it to the most plain-looking door that you've come across in the whole time you've been here. So everything has been opulent up until this point.
Right.
And this door just looks out of place.
Is this the door you had one with?
I thought we went downstairs and then
And it opens up, and sitting behind the desk, you see Amenophis, the Sapphire Sage. Who's that guy? He's sitting reading a book in a plain-looking room. His desk looks plain. His clothes look fairly plain.
Is it alright if I grandson?
And he's just closes them up, pushes them off to the side, and gestures to some chairs.
Okay. I will approach and give them a bow. Although he knows Gideon Society very well, but 12 on Society. Basically, yes, aim to say, greetings, sir, Ambassador.
I'm not the ambassador. Yeah, you know, he's the head of the Aspirant faction, and he's not actually the ambassador, but he's in the ambassador's house.
Okay.
Many diplomacy greetings. Holy shit!
With a natural 20.
Oh, it's nice to see you, Bella. So much better than without the rest of your idiotic groups. I'm so happy they died.
Look, I'm not happy that anyone dies, but
It's the first emotion you'll see on his face in 3 years.
Good grief. Jesus.
Your friends made an impression.
Look, all I'll say is that, certain people are better to not be doing this, and I'm sad they died. I'm very, very sad they died.
He says, I'm not with a smile on his face, I won my bet.
I'm glad I wasn't included in that bet.
You were.
Back.
You survived. That
I
was
did.
part of the bet.
Fantastic. I'm glad you had such confidence and lack of confidence in
Though
my
I did
friends.
expect one more member to survive as well, but you can't win everything.
So did I. I thought he'd at least survive. I didn't think he was going to be here today. Anyway, it's a pleasure. I'm glad to see you again. And smiling, what the fuck?
So it's normally this, sort of dour sort of expressionless, very monotone voice, and that's the most excitement you've heard from him. It's almost like he's a completely different person.
No, it's rather grim.
And then he looks at the others and he gets straight back to monotone. Which you're used to. It's like relaxing, happy, not as scary.
Yeah, I'm horrified.
Okay. Greetings, sir. I understand that we may be of some service for you.
Yes, you've been given the option to retest. Especially for those of you who didn't make the test or didn't do the test so well. Not all of you got a chance to retest. Some of you drank too much, and some of you were too busy trying to undermine the testing procedures. He coughs and mentions the word Zach.
Yes.
Well, as I say, Cornell is quite happy to accept that, well, none of those apply to him, but...
which you heard was the current captain of the Stefan's other group.
The
Right.
Tempest Hunters.
Whereas your group was named Team Rocket.
Team Rocket.
Yes. It might need a new name, but...
Okay, well, yes. Unfortunately, yes, I was unable to complete the first day's testing in that sense.
Yes, the current captain of your group had filled out the paperwork as Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Well, uniting the world against devastation is a very, very important endeavour.
All I can say is she saw fireworks and wrote the name down right after seeing fireworks.
Oh, good grief.
So I don't have a big stock in the naming conventions of that current captain or who they'll pick as the next captain of the group.
Right, so this was that woman that you were talking about who was very quiet. Angry, smashy. Anyway.
Every group has its problems.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. I think we all do.
So what you've been given is a chance to retest in the locked room scenario.
Well, okay, I hope that in my case at least, I treat it as an opportunity to get in the good grace of the Gideon factions as part of the Pathfinder Society.
What's the Siren faction, please?
What did I say?
With your...
Oh, sorry, yes.
Out of character, what happened in the locked room?
Well, I didn't do it like that, I've got no idea.
Apparently my character did.
Your character may have skipped that one as well.
Fantastic, done.
Okay, so, which is half the reason we chose it on the fact that at least most of us hadn't tested it before.
Oh yes, and at least you don't have the tiny little girl to hold the door open for you this time.
Yeah, she's like 3 foot high, and she held the door open with like a 27 or something.
I was going to say, yeah, she, and what's concerning is the idea of this one saying she's tiny. How big are you?
Yeah, I'm like 3'5".
Race again?
I'm a elf, but I'm the size of a gnome.
There's an elf and a half gnome.
Half
figured it
elf,
out.
half gnome.
Good grief! Oh God, wow, your parents must have been incredible. Right.
That's what she said.
And just say, from the understanding, Cordai's aware that you're a medic as much as any, any particular skills that he's aware of?
I'm a support battle medic, yes.
Okay.
I
You can beat them up and then patch them up with duct tape.
Yeah. I was just thinking, amusingly enough, in 3 people, we've probably got a more balanced party than I've had in most of
Yes, we're both support battle medics. God damn it.
No, but at least your arcane side of the house. So what kind of... Are you...
Divine.
You're a divine magic, so the only thing we're technically...
I mean, I am too, sort of.
Okay, the only thing we're technically missing in the classic party would be the rogue, which I'm sure we don't need for a locked-room test.
When I'm not healing, I use a longbow. And
Yep.
pick people off.
Cool. What class are you?
I'm a cleric.
Okay. So we've got fighter, cleric, and...
Yeah, without
Sorcerer.
picking, without chasing the healing, without even intentionally chasing the healing, turns out the God damn it, that the type of sorcerer I am.
Has healing.
Sorry.
Has off the healing.
Yeah. He actually has healing, which is interesting.
I heal you with infernal magic.
Yeah. Cool.
No contracts to sign on the first cut, but second taste.
Yeah. First taste free, but yeah.
We're just escalating when a price point.
Obviously I had Cordelia on my mind, because when I was making up some notes about what I've written Cordelia Inquest in there instead of a Silent Quest, so...
I take payment in tenths of souls.
So you 10 heals in your card.
60% and it's mine. I've got the majority there. My patron, obviously, not mine.
So, yes. Well,
you'd like to follow the butler to the locked room, and actually let us lock the room this time instead of looking at Kroll.
Yes, please.
so the objective is simply to escape from the room.
Obtain the paperwork from the room
Yes.
and escape.
And do we have a time in which we must succeed?
Yes, you
And how long would that be?
do. If we open the door, you failed.
Am I allowed to give details to
Okay.
my fellow members, seeing as I've done this before?
You can, but let's see if you remember them, he says.
Okay.
And if it hasn't changed?
If it hasn't changed, yeah. It could have changed.
Report from the driver. Yeah, I have a flat tire and I'm not sure what happened.
Is that a snake?
No,
that's
it's a tie-down strap.
Tie down strap. That's a bus tire.
Oh, right, okay. I was so confused. For a second, I thought your Uber Eats driver sent you a message saying, my tyres fucked your food.
I might not make my 30-minute deadline.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Yes, it's not free because my tire is broken. Okay, so it says yes, the things will be slightly different.
Okay.
Very good. So,
Or they might not be. He just smiles at you. Which is also unnerving.
effectively, all you require is the recovery of the documents and coming out to return to give them to you. Is that correct?
If you make him out with the documents, then I will write a report to Velson.
Thank you. So, are the documents anything specific?
If you don't find any documents, then you haven't found the documents. If you find any documents, then you found the documents.
Okay. So the documents are all contained in a single room?
They're all in one container.
Once we get inside, I'll explain further.
Okay.
You can see the guys slowly shuffling down the hallway. I gave him a head start.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But you've probably still got about 10 minutes before he's out of sight.
Is he likely to or allowed to offer any further advice or answer questions as we get to the room?
He doesn't talk much. And if he offers you advice, I would rethink your career.
Interesting.
Anyway, I'm off to go ask him for advice.
Yes, the odd statement there is that, yes. The implication of yes, if he offers you advice, then you've got to rethink. Not whether you take the advice or you ignore the advice. But if he offers it to you, you're out, you're done for. You call up to him, it's nothing to do with you. Well, thank you, sir. I hope that we can be of effective service to the Siren faction in this manner.
It will be amusing nonetheless, he says. I've got my ball ready. I shall watch.
I'm guessing no one else has got any particular questions or concerns at this stage? No?
Just don't mess around with doors.
Don't try and hold the door open.
Yes.
So yes, it takes you about another hour to follow the guy down a couple more corridors.
Okay.
He slowed down a little bit, he's running out of steam.
This is part of the testing.
Okay.
Patience.
Well, the other thing is, it's the element of patience, that's fine, but also he does not appear actually troubled or injured or anything like that, does he?
No, he just looks old.
Okay, that's fine.
It looks like he's older than most of you have actually seen a person get.
I spent some time trying to engage him in conversation, using my diplomatic wonders.
He looks at you, and he goes to say something, and then stops and shakes his head, and just keeps walking.
Can I just interject here? The more times you try to talk to him, he's going to stop and try and talk to you and fail.
Cordar
It'll take us longer to get there.
Cordar will actually be walking beside him, ready to catch/support if he appears to trip or stumble or fall or anything like that.
I investigate his
It's always appropriate to
clothing,
expect one
belongings, possessions, anything he has on him. Does anything look like he takes a lot of pride in it?
Nope.
Nothing special about him at all.
His hair's
old.
unkept, his clothes look like they're just thrown on. Not even styled in any way. His clothes look like they're older than you are.
Right. Okay, I pull out my lute.
You pull out your loot?
Yeah. And I begin to compose a very, very flattering song about the...
Old guy smell?
No. The benefits of age and wisdom and carefully progressing through life and in everything that you do.
Give me a roll.
Performance. I think it's a modest 12.
A modest 12. You're trying not to be too offensive.
No, I'm trying not to be offensive in any way. It's all meant to be complimentary.
You sort of succeed a bit.
27 verses later.
Look, I'm not saying it has to be brilliant. I'm just saying eventually I'll get it.
No, I say the fact that that's how much time you've got to compose.
I'm saying, 20. Look, if 26 verses doesn't do it, maybe 27 will, and if 27 doesn't, it's like trying to learn how to shoot a bow and arrow. If you shoot enough arrows, eventually you're gonna get that bullseye.
So everyone's been traversing with the sounds of the stanza that just won't die, which is very much like this guy here right now.
I call this song "The Sounds of Silence." 'Cause God knows that's all he's giving me.
And every now and then he stops as if he's going to talk to you, and then just continues on.
Yes, when you try to think that the refrain, you can say, no.
I'm just concerned about the stanza that called him a geriatric.
I'm particularly...
Do you have any words like with geriatric?
I'm very tempted to cast a spell on him. And it's not Divine Lance.
I don't want to fail this. I'm sure this is another test. Don't cast spells.
It wasn't as harsh on them last time they did this test. They actually had a guy who walked a lot faster than this one.
Oh.
And while you're thinking about casting that spell, you just hear a purring in the back of your mind.
You know what the rule hold me say? You know, I said if we had time limit to ourselves, well, the door opens, it take too long. Well, time started when we left.
That was my greatest worry.
Okay, so
as I say, Cordar.
I ask him, flat out, do you have the documents?
he just looks at you. He tilts his head a little bit, Stops for a bit. Actually scratches his chin. And then just keeps walking.
It was an interesting thought, but I suspect that this. Unless he was going to be in the room with us, then it would seem unlikely to have the documents, because apparently the documents were definitely in the room.
This test will be hard enough without trying to keep him alive while we're doing the test.
That sounds ominous.
Okay, so after about that hour walk to the room a couple of corridors away.
And he doesn't stumble or anything like that?
No, but he did have to stop a couple of times.
I'm just
That's
going.
right, okay.
7 versus letter.
I'm happy to have provided him support if he was needed something to lean against.
He seemed to be fairly strong and stable. He was just slow.
I'm just glad he doesn't have like a tray of tea and cutlery and you know, like from annoying Tomb Raider, that butler that walks 10 miles an hour. Sorry, 2 miles an hour. To trap him into the fridge.
And you come to what appears to be a stone door with a lock in it, which is currently open.
Oh, too late. It's all finished. Door's open.
And he gestures into the room.
Thank
and
you.
then he starts getting up behind the door and starts pushing the door.
Yeah, well, okay. I shall, as I enter, I'll say, thank you for the pleasant walk and wonderful conversation. Hopefully I'll see you again soon.
You'll probably take him 2 rounds to shut the door.
Yeah,
I'm not in any hurry.
I'll get in and I'll walk in.
And I will then be looking in the room.
Did we get his name?
No.
I'm gonna not move until this door is closed because I don't want to be penalised for starting when the door isn't closed because I don't trust this.
I move inside, and as he's pushing, can you tell me your name?
He stops for a moment. And just, scratches his chin, fiddles with his ear a little bit, and then just pushes the door shut on you.
I was going to say,
This was definitely part
we
of the
realised
plan.
you were describing it as a heavy stone door. Cordell actually aim to pull the door shut
Doesn't have any lever on the other
to
side.
assist the old man from pulling the heavy door.
And as it clicks, you hear the sound of mechanisms go click, 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 tink, as multiple bolts go across.
Well, I guess it's not open immediately then.
Well, we finally passed step 1.
That was the door that caused problems before?
Yes.
So what the hell happened last time, really?
Well, last time we had something about yay high, basically hold the door open with the strength of a mighty war god, and we failed the test because even though we technically completed it, we didn't close the frickin' door.
Okay, so what was the test last time?
Last time there were different vials on pedestals which had different keys to different chests, and each chest also contained a different key to other things.
So,
Objective was the documents?
looking
around the room,
looking
what
around
we got
you,
this
you
time,
see there is a wicker basket, a glass jar, a copper banded chest, a red lacquered chest, and a steel chest.
So, a glass jar, a basket, and 3 chests.
Yep.
Or 2 chests.
3 chests. Copper banded chest, a red lacquered chest, and a steel chest.
All of the chests and basket closed?
They're all closed.
And the glass jar
Is open with liquid in it.
It's poison.
Can we see what?
Or it was last time.
Can we see what describe the liquid?
Okay, it's about a gallon-sized clear glass jar, about half full with clear liquid. At the bottom is a jeweled brass key.
Okay.
So what we did last time was we ended up each picking one and trying to shove our hand in it. Which doesn't sound very thorough.
So how many chests?
3 chests.
And a basket? And the vial? And the key?
The key's in the jar,
In the vial?
in the bottom of the. So it's a big gallon
There's a
jar.
key we can see that presumably opens at least one of the chests. Is in the liquid.
Does the
Which
basket look
apparently
like
is
it has a lock on it?
The basket does not have a lock on it.
Does the basket appear like it could just be opened easily?
You think you can open it very easily. There's a wicker basket.
Yes.
You can even rip it apart quite easily, no matter how weak you are.
The
Might
other-
have been a
And
snake.
is there anything else in the room? How big's this room?
Give me a perception roll.
8.
You don't notice anything else relevant to you.
But what about size of room?
It is about a 30 foot by 30 foot.
Okay,
room.
yep.
I'm going to look for any markings, anything on the walls, roof, and floor. 18.
Okay, you notice that there is a hole in the ceiling that is a slit.
How long? How wide?
Very small little slit.
Is it in position correlating to anything else?
Very center of the room.
Is there anything underneath it?
No.
Okay. Slit up there.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned, though, that there was no handle on the door on this side.
Mm-hmm. There's a keyhole.
There is a keyhole.
We are being watched by
I suspect we're being we're certainly being watched by the leader of the faction. He said he was going to get his ball out.
Mhm.
So,
So what's the bet that the water's no good for us?
I will
well, from
take a look at the basket. Well, actually, I will
do
take a
remember
look at
last
the
time it
we'll
was
take a
down
look at the basket first.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, thing and just see. Okay, does there appear to be a mech? Well, has it got a lid on it first of all?
It does have a lid on it.
Okay.
Give me a
Could I hear
perception check.
hissing inside with the snakes ready to come out?
oh sorry, that's me.
24.
You hear the rubbing of scales upon scales.
Okay, so the snakes aren't hissing, but they are moving over each
Good
other.
news, fellas. I have medicine, so when you do get poisoned, we're good. Just need 10 minutes.
Are we expecting snakes in the basket?
Good chance.
But not on the plane.
I think there's more snakes on the boat.
Mm.
Snakes on the plane might be a little scarier in this sort of setting.
Well, we could add in of existence.
Goddamn gnomes. Sick of these motherfucking snakes on these motherfucking airships. Alright. I'm going to investigate the
How
jar.
big's this basket?
This basket is probably about... actually have the size of it. It is about a 2-foot round wicker basket. So
2 foot
yeah,
round,
about
yep. And how tall?
That big, about that big.
Okay, so it's about 2 foot all round. So, yeah, so the snake, if I open the top, the snake could potentially climb out or even pounce if it's coming through.
So you're having a good examination of that, listening,
Yep.
and you're having a look at the jar. You could quite easily just knock it off the shelf.
Mm-hmm. The key doesn't have any writing on it.
It is a bejeweled key made out of brass.
Okay. The water, the liquid that's in there doesn't look recognisable, doesn't smell recognisable.
Give me a perception roll.
10.
10. Nothing is yet coming to memory for what it smells like.
Okay.
But, your nostrils do burn a little bit.
Cool. Don't know what it is, but it burns my nostrils. Can't imagine it's great for us.
Yeah.
Do you want to go have a
You
look at
said
the
it
other
was- you said it was
chests?
poisonous?
Last time, but it could be different.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything at the bottom of the basket when you got the snake out?
I think there was.
You didn't find out?
Pretty sure we did, but I can't remember.
Right, okay, that's okay.
So,
More concerned about the snake?
I will, after
Kind of.
listening at the basket, I'll also have a listen at the chests and see if they've got any.
Okay.
It's actually Davy Jones's locker.
Which one do you listen at?
The
Copper, the banded, the red lacquered, or the steel?
the red banded.
Okay. The copper banded? Or the red lacquered?
Oh, sorry, red lacquered. Yeah, who said there was a red banded, and the steel. So, but yes, so red lacquered.
Okay, so the red lacquered chest is a smooth chest. The solid metal plates around the gaping keyhole pulse with glowing amber runes. So the lock itself appears to be magically drugged.
Right.
Because the runes get brighter the closer your hands get to it.
Martin, I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Ping!
Just the one ping.
No, you only ever get
Yeah.
you get a ping sound or a deny sound at
Yep,
first
cool.
level.
Right,
I love Pathfinder 1 Detect Magic. Yes, you detect the presence of magic.
that's it. Cool.
And the funny thing is, it could be either of these two guys that are ticking it off because you don't know what magic they have.
Yeah.
And you can't exclude it because you don't know it well.
Goody.
Do you love Pathfinder 2?
Fantastic.
as you get up in levels, you can then narrow down to school and to 5 foot square.
Oh, really?
But you can't determine if a specific item is magical or not.
Oh, cool. Okay. I will investigate another one of the chests.
Mm-hmm. Which one would you like to investigate?
Yeah, I don't know.
The copper banded or the steel?
We'll go the copper.
Okay, give me a will save.
No. As in, you got that deck?
Yep.
No.
You rolled a 1?
Hmm.
Okay, so what does that equal total?
What's your will save? Plus
6.
6. Okay, so not a critical fumble.
Good.
As in, not a spectacularly critical fumble.
Yes.
Getting close though.
I was going to say, I think that means we've got to roll 10 plus in order to avoid it.
So technically, something bad happens to you that you get to choose.
Can you give me a hint in the right direction? And I'll go with that.
You shove it.
You hear the tidings in your mind again.
Are we like explodey, poisony, deathy?
It's a will save, so
So
Magic-y.
you could panic and hear the sounds of cats in the back of your mind,
Okay,
and knock the
I think-
wicker basket into
Excellent.
the glass jar.
no,
knock
I
the
think,
glass jar off the shelf.
what you do is you panic and knock the glass jar off as you jump into the basket for protection.
Well, first of all, I'm in front of the copper chest.
Yeah, but you know what? That was closed. And
You know what? Is it like a Fury type, oh my god?
That's completely up to you. Always
Cool.
like to
We're
take.
going to go with a Fury god, oh my god, like, and then push the chest away. Or attempt to push the chest away.
Okay, the chest is so heavy and so strong that you're feebly going like this and nothing's happening.
Cool.
Everyone else can make a will save.
Oh, okay.
Not quite that 10 plus I was hoping for. 13.
Oh, for the love of God. Roll a 1.
Okay, you both see your other party member doing this in front of the chest.
This is not what I want to do.
So hang on. So he's trying to push the chest away, and we're seeing him push the chest away.
You're seeing
but
him just
ineffectively,
just do this, yeah.
he's not actually getting to the chest. He's just going, no, go away.
Pretty much.
Right.
And then I'm doing it from the other side.
Well, no, we're not. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's just,
If you would see something different if you had made the save.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Gotcha.
Yes, we haven't seen the illusion that he created of trying to look scared.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, so Stefan, what are you doing while everyone else is investigating things?
I'm gonna stick my hand in the jar.
Okay, that is a bold thing to do.
That was the copper chest you went to, wasn't it?
So give me a reflex save. It was the copper chest, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's 7.
That's a 7.
Yeah.
We're doing well on the save so
I
far.
know.
Okay, so roll a d6.
Oh, D6. Alright. I'm gonna move this out of the way.
Multiply it by 4, and that's how much
One.
strength you lose.
Okay, so you're taking 1 point of acid damage as your hand starts to burn while it's in, while you've left it in the liquid.
This is fine.
Okay, so you dip it in the acid.
As you're reaching in, you're getting this waft of something burning,
I'm gonna make a point that my party make me feel worse pain than this. So.
and you continue reaching down and get the
Reaching for the key.
key.
Yep.
Okay, so roll 2d6.
Oh God. Okay, that's 7.
Okay, you pull your hand out, and your arm is being eaten away by acid. You can basically see most of the skin stripping away. Well, you've got the key.
I need to act as quickly as I am
actually,
physically able to.
While he was, I was
Was that
doing
7
that,
damage?
Yeah.
I was actually going to, because you were going, hey, go away. Corda was actually going to grab you and just pull you away from the chest, saying, no, it's okay, it's all in your mind, don't stress it. You haven't touched anything yet.
Excellent, I'd like to act as quickly as possible.
Yep. What would you like to do?
Run over to him and heal.
Okay, what sort of
I'm
healing?
not gonna wash off the acid first.
I didn't quite catch your screams over his girly screams.
Sorry?
Well, his gnome-sized screams are just so much harder to hear.
It's too high pitch. Out of my range of hearing.
Using the spell here.
Oh, seriously? Oh.
As a 1 round, 2 round, or 3 round action.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It
I
is.
rolled
So 1 round action is you heal 1 target. 2 round action is you heal 1 target, but you add extra healing. 3 round action is a burst.
Not according to this.
So you don't need to do it for healing. You don't need a 3 round anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really make a difference anyway.
Probably
it's only
two action would make sense on the idea of you taking damage and you want to stop the effect of whatever it is.
So it is.
So as soon as I can pull him
Oh,
away.
right, no, you are exactly right. Yeah.
So it is 1d8 plus 8 when you do a 2 action heal.
So when I pull him away from the chest, and obviously he gets distracted by someone's been hurt, I can help them. Does that get past his? Okay.
He stops as soon as you grab him.
Yep. Okay.
Hello. Would you like to be healed?
As long as you wash off the acid first, yes. I was no point doing it.
No, I didn't quite get there. And
Okay.
Panicky McGee over here. He's
I'll pour some water on your arm.
Alright. So wash off the acid and you heal.
Yeah, Panicky McGee isn't thinking that quick. Right. I get the feeling it's your entire hit points.
You
14.
only lost 7 or 8 type stuff. You're getting plus 8. So
Okay, so you've got this nicely scarred arm now.
Yep.
I thought you said the water was bad. You were right.
Yes, I knew this was going to happen.
Is there a reason you didn't just tip it out?
Didn't think of it.
Possibly onto the snakes in the basket or onto the chest too. Now we know it's acid. That's supposed to
Yeah,
poison.
but it could have. If you put it on the snakes in the basket and there was a key in the bottom, it could have melted the key and failed.
Well, but it wasn't melting this key.
No.
But now we know it's acid, not poison at least.
Yes. It
So-
was one or the other.
So it's safe to drink
And yes, that hurt.
because it's not poisonous.
I will explain the burning spell he had.
And also, I can't remember if you lift the jar off if it's a weight plate or not.
Uh-huh. Okay. If it's a weight plate, does that mean you've taken too much of the acid away already?
Maybe.
Where's my bag of sand? Okay.
And the key looks like it fits each of the locks. Except,
So
for
the
the,
key-
except for the door.
The chests all seem to have the same lock on them. Okay.
Except the door.
Well, the door has a different lock. That's okay. Well, I will have a look at the steel chest. Just thinking, don't try and actually try to put the key in any of them yet. Let's just
What defines creature as target?
something with a company that appears in the bestiary with the label creature,
Non-humanoid.
or well, not even non humanoids can be creatures. It's basically
Can they?
not
Oh.
objects or.
So it
so-
means it has to be like an animated object is also a creature, as is a person.
But
So I
a
would
table
assume,
would
having
be-
experience with this spell, that a snake could potentially
Oh,
be
absolutely, yes. Snake
charmed.
Yes.
Yes.
Or
Fantastic.
something with scales that's moving over each other could certainly be a creature.
Goody.
I'm not sure taking these pet snakes home is part of the test.
It would fit
You'd
the setting.
say that.
It might fit the setting.
That would suck. It's like you passed the test, but you failed because you stole a snake.
I was going to say, just 19 on society. I'm pretty certain the assailants are pretty keen on snake charmers.
Do you think you could potentially open that basket for me?
If you wish.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, I will open the basket. So it doesn't appear to be latched in like that. It's actually
Not latched in any way.
just a wicker
Oh, hang
lid.
on. Ooh,
Okay.
Yep, no, we're all good. All good. Yeah.
Okay, I will. I'll use the tip of my bastard sword to
Basket sword.
basket.
Oh, bastard sword. I was gonna say.
This is my sword specifically made to open baskets.
Well, when you want it, when you have a basket, he's got his basket sword. When you have a bastard, he's got his bastard sword. So he's got one for each.
Fair enough.
He does have a variety of weapons available, but no, he doesn't specifically have a basket sword. He has got a few swords, but not specifically a basket one.
Did
You
you
have to work on
But
that.
yeah, so with the basket sword, he stands back, off to one side, and flips the lid.
Okay, inside you can see a wadded cloth in the middle, a nice blue silk sort of thing, with a bright, angry green viper staring up at you.
Don't attack it.
Well, that's how I
You
suspect.
sort of see it's just tongue flicking out and looking at you directly. With
Perhaps you should
very-
Take
perhaps you should
another step
bring out that
back.
lute and start piping it up.
Perhaps I've got a better idea for you.
Oh, okay.
Cast Charm.
Cast charm on it.
Yeah, DC 15.
Okay. Just checking to make sure there are no issues with it.
The only thing would be if we took any hostile actions against it, then it would get +4.
Yep. No. So I was certainly happy for the charm. So I'm just surprised you didn't bring out a pipe.
Yeah.
That's the traditional snake charming, isn't it?
Okay, so
And you've already sort of proved yourself. You've
What was
already
the
proven
DC?
yourself a musician.
you failed, but it wasn't a critical fail. So you got a success,
Yes.
What is that?
and it has no chance of detecting the
when he
magic,
puts
so
a
it
hand in,
can't
just
actually.
wraps around and
Oh,
gives him a little kiss.
So it gets the effect of failed, and it becomes friendly towards you, but hostile towards the rest of everyone else.
It's okay.
It sort of hisses in at the other people's directions, and it sort of purrs at you.
Take a step back. Just go back.
Oh, except no, I'm happy that basically having flipped the lid open, nothing will immediately pounce out except for that stuff. So
I
I'm happy
will
to
step
step back and let you do your work.
I attempt to coax it very friendly out, very gently and friendly. I attempt to coax it out of its basket in a friendly manner.
Sure. Give me a diplomacy.
23.
It comes
22.
Toward, it comes to you quite happily and starts curling around your leg
I'm okay.
and coming up your leg.
I was going to say you should have.
And you can feel the purring
so
rising.
curl the hand out, and you could actually purr in your ear straight away.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
So you got this purring on your leg, and there's purring in the back of your mind.
I'm still concerned. Very, very concerned.
Can I remove the implement, the parcel?
That's what I figured it out.
So okay,
Good snap.
so just walk away a bit further. So therefore,
You're looking down the snake's guard.
Where's the snake?
You can sort of feel it moving up your leg, pant leg.
up
Well, it
inside
sure
the leg.
brings a new meaning
Under
to
your
the words
robes.
trouser snake.
Oh, you're not wearing clothes. You've got robes on.
I continue
now that's a party trick, right? After
to
all.
pat my pet trouser snake.
And I'm not looking. I will step up to the basket and have a looking
Like
metal
I need to
inside.
make a religion check for this. Gods help me!
Have religion so I can do that for you.
Okay, so looking at the key.
You said it was a parcel wrapped in, it was a silk bundle or something.
Yep, it's a rune etched key.
So I'll grab the silk bundle out
Yep.
and open it, and there's a rune etched key inside it.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, though. I don't know which religion follows trouser snakes.
Probably Callistra.
Probably.
He does like the kinky stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds like my kind of lady, but let's, yes. Good snack.
But she's also known as the Lady of Bondage at times.
Fantastic. Good little trouser snack. Good nope rope.
You can feel the purring up your leg.
You are the best snack. The vibrations are concerning me. No, that is not a relative of yours. It is an appendage. Stay away. Good snack. Pat, pat, pat.
I feel
Good
like
job,
I feel
Ryan.
like at this point, one of us has to kind of go up to the air. We're so sorry.
Don't worry, the spell lasts for an hour.
I'm well aware.
Okay, I'm happily impressed at your snake charming capability, and I'm sure the Osirans will be impressed as well. So,
Yes.
You might want to get it out
now-
of trousers before the spell ends. We might lose said appendage.
Before the spell ends, you bell end.
the
I attempt to coax it out of my clothing.
Yep, with
well, as long as he hasn't done
Look,
anything mean and
I'll
nasty,
I'll drop trow if I
It's not
have
likely
to.
to actually become hostile as soon as the spell wears off.
We don't know that.
Well, I don't know. It's what an uneducated, medically uneducated man would probably expect. Hey, you've made it your friend. There's no reason why friendship ends unless you do something to make
Why
it.
can't we be
so
friends?
with the new charm, as long as you've treated the person you've charmed fairly, the person may continue to be your friend after the spell, as long as they haven't detected.
Just
Not
gonna,
like
I'm just
that,
going to
but-
point out, if you start putting your hand up his trousers, it's a different kind of friendship.
Look,
Hey, I
I've
didn't say
got
I was
now.
going to be friendly with it.
Look, all I'll say is try and do whatever you've got to do with the rest of those things.
Well,
So you've got 2 keys now that have the same knobs on them.
so the keys appear to be the same notches, but one of them's rune-X'd,
Well, they got the same front, so
Yeah.
they'll both fit into the same
That's right.
thing, but they've got different.
but one of them is rune-X'd, and the other is just completely plain
with
steel.
gemstones. It's
Oh,
the brass key with gemstones on it.
So there's a brass key with gemstones,
A
With
rune-X'd
a-
one.
brass-bound chest. No, a copper-bound chest, wasn't it?
Around chest, yes.
And there was a
Some sort of
rune-X'd
get
one
familiars, don't they?
that
They can. Anyone can get a familiar. It's a spell, I believe, or a feat. A feat.
Just saying.
I'm not much of a magic person, but do these runes look similar to the ones that appeared on the red lacquered chest as I went to it? So, like I say, I was doing perception side of the house, but aiming it more for them to look at.
I'm
And
assuming
so
that's Arcana.
I would expect Arcana would be the
Yep.
most appropriate. But so my Arcana would be 19.
They
13.
look similar.
Yeah, but it's
They both blue.
well, they just did. It's yeah, similar to me. Yep.
Why can't I control F in
They're
real life?
magic things. What about you, Mr. Snake Man? Would you agree that the runes on this key seem to match the runes on the chest?
Well, as somebody who's definitely very, very adept in learning other languages, I might just spend a moment to have a look.
It's a shame you can't speak Snake.
Tis a shame. Snake. I will attempt to... By the way, I also need to get you to choose what another 2 languages that you think would be suitable for my character. I'll leave it to you because it was probably done in training.
Well, Shoanti and Varisia would both be very good
2
languages
likely
for
ones.
you because they're the languages of the people where you come from.
Sounds good. Actually, not so much the languages of where I come from, the languages of where I'm going.
That is the way
well,
you
you're
go.
going back there,
Cool.
so
Alright, we'll cover that in a second. I'm going to examine the key and compare it to the locks.
They seem to be in the same archaic language.
Yes, I agree.
okay. And but there's no one who's particularly insistent upon being the one to try and unlock the chest. I'm willing to use the rune-X key on the magical chest.
Yep.
I would suggest standing back.
Yep.
Because
Bad things can happen.
I'm more working. Cordar's more offering on the idea that he's probably the biggest, toughest, and strongest. So
Come, my
therefore,
little snack friend,
when
let's go.
When it explodes, he may be the one to survive.
Come, my little snack friend, we don't need to be around this. This is too dangerous for you.
So I'll approach the red lacquered chest again.
You had to roll.
Does it start lighting up with
There's a
the
friend
key
animal or something.
in front of me? Does it start lighting up as I approach again?
Yes, but so does the key.
So does the key. Okay, and they're lighting up in the same sort of colours?
Yep.
Okay, that's probably good. And I will attempt to I'll put the key in the hole, in the keyhole, and turn the key and attempt to open the chest.
Okay, so as you slide the key in, the lock clicks without you turning it.
Okay, I was kind of hoping that would be something along those lines. I was a bit nervous about turning it anyway. I was tempted to put it in there and then just open the door, but open the top. But
And then it explodes.
well, that's fair enough too. But so
And the lid just starts to open on its own, and you can hear the grinding of gears in the wall. Give me a perception roll.
in the wall. Oh, natural 20.
You see a key starting to drop from the ceiling through that hole.
But I never noticed. But yes, okay.
Catch it! Someone had pointed it out.
Oh, did they? Yes,
And it's now dangling about 10 feet above you.
Oh.
10 feet above us.
And
So
looking
like, is it hanging from a rope or a cord or a
from a
chain?
chain.
Or okay.
And you can see inside the chest a key forged into the end of a jeweled scepter.
Okay. So we've got
And it's a different shape to the other keys.
right. So yes. So now we've got a jewel encrusted key that was in the acid, and we've now got a key floating down there that we've got to try and recover, and we've got the key probably to the door. On the idea of the scepter type stuff that was a different shape.
It does seem to match the key on the door.
Yeah, okay, well, okay. Assuming there's no other obvious concerns in the chest itself, I will reach in and grab the scepter-based key.
Yep.
And then, so... Yeah, if we get that other key first, then we can work out which one's more likely to be which chest.
Yep.
So, if it stopped 10 feet up, how tall are you?
Human size, like 5'10".
I'm sure you can throw the gnome-sized person up to the key.
I'd rather be lifted.
Well, that's going to say, I think you would probably go for lifting, but...
Well, I didn't go with gnome tossing. I said, toss the gnome-sized person up.
Yeah, that's somebody else's job, not mine.
Just having a quick look for equipment lists and stuff like that, to see if there's anything obvious and easy to... Oh yeah, we'll just use my 10-foot pole to take it off the latch.
Yes, the 9-foot pole.
Does it look like the key attached is hanging from the chain? Does it look like it's just hooked over the end of the chain? Like it's not going to be difficult to dislodge?
Not too difficult to dislodge.
No.
Gentlemen, may I suggest that there's probably another way to get that key down, and that is to continue opening chests.
Well, it was a question of, we've now got the jewel encrusted key,
Oh, good point, yeah.
and we've got a key hanging from there. We have a copper bounded chest and a steel chest.
Good point.
Looking at the key up there, I'd rather get a good look at that key to compare them as to which chest is
Looking at it, it's the same as the brass key that you're holding. But it has different teeth on it.
So it's the same as the brass.
The one you got from the jar.
Yeah, the brass jewel encrusted key. That's right. So I'd like to compare them both carefully to see if there's one that seems more appropriate for the steel chest or the other chest. So that's why I want to grab it first and go forward. Are you able to put down your friend for a little while, maybe back in his bed, before I try and give you a boost to...
Do I look like an acrobat?
Well, you've just had a snake boot your legs.
You look tall compared to this one.
This is a fair statement.
So I think, okay, I will lift you up and...
You can make a nature check to get the snake to go back in the box.
Or diplomacy. Okay, I've got him in his arms. Wipe his leg.
Or if you want, I can make the nature check.
Well, command an animal is actually a nature skill.
Yes.
I have a +7 to nature.
Perhaps you can do the nature check and I can aid you.
But didn't he not like anyone else other
He
than you?
doesn't like anyone but you.
Never mind, you probably shouldn't come anywhere near me, my friend.
That's the only downside.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's only a little nipper.
Well, admittedly though, if he's still up your leg at the moment, then if I lift you up the legs, then at least he's not going to see us. That'll be...
10 feet above our heads, you say?
Yep.
Well, 10 feet above the head or 10 feet above the floor?
10 feet above the floor.
Yeah, so...
Oh, 10 feet above the floor!
That's right, yeah. So it's only like...
It's just outside of most people's reach.
How long's the snake?
What was the glass jar sitting on?
On a table.
How big a table? About 4 feet high?
About 2 feet high.
2 feet high. Did I actually end up with a height for Cordar?
I knew I should have chosen
Certainly,
Mage Man.
I picture him being a tall, muscly
Once you can lift the snake to get the...
tower of a man.
So give me a nature roll to see how well you can command the snake to do something.
I don't want to command it at all. I kind of like him.
78
What?
inches. That
Nature, you
is
say?
6'6".
Nature, I said.
About that.
Nature,
well,
you
exactly
say.
6'6".
I will very gently and
So-
very nicely attempt to maneuver him into his basket.
It's okay, and it is a wisdom check.
If you're 6'6" and I'm 3 foot,
Nature is
you
wisdom.
can't lift me.
Yeah, okay.
It is, yes.
Particularly if I stand on the table.
Of that, I actually
But I want
almost
to
took
find
the
out how strong
nature
the
skill
table
and then I
is
rubbed it out. 9. 8.
An 8. Okay. Apparently he doesn't follow orders very well.
Okay.
That's right. Don't worry too much about it. So
He constricts more than he
but you
releases.
said that there might be an issue with removing the jar from the table.
Possibly, I can't remember. I remember some of the details, not all the details.
No, that's right. So looking at the thing, so it appears to be basically a standard table, flat surface, 4 legs, jar sitting on top. No apparent opportunity for mechanisms or anything like that underneath and things like that. Does the table look like it would support Cordar's weight of
It does.
200 plus pounds, particularly when you add
Well,
in
it's
the
currently
gnome?
got the jar with the acid in it.
Yep. So, and where's the table in relation to where the key's hanging?
Off to the side.
Okay. So, I will attempt to lift the jar.
Hang on a second. What is the key being held with?
Chain.
It's hooked on the end of a
Carry
chain.
on. I was hoping it was rope. I would have burnt it.
Okay.
So basically, having to lift the jar up, place it down on the
Give me a
floor.
perception roll as you grab the jar.
I was specifically looking to see if there was anything around there, and that's why I was looking at what the table was. There we go. Back to a 3, so that makes it 8.
Okay, so now give me a strength check as you try to pick up the jar. It is, hefty jar.
17.
17. Okay, you manage to lift the jar off the table, at which point you figure out just how slippery this thing is.
Okay, I will certainly then place it back down, like I say. As soon as it starts to slip in my hands, I'll put it straight back down on the table. Like I'm not
Okay,
actually
so
gonna...
you think if you actually turn it, just sort of went,
Just an intense.
and it would have basically filled the room with about an inch of acid.
So did that happen, or
No,
did I
it
drop
didn't
it?
happen.
So it's case of yes, I basically lifted it. No, that's not going to work. So,
Which is what you heard that your other group had done.
right. So does it appear that there's just like some oil or something on the outside of the jar?
It's just.
It's just
very
heavy and not
heavy
something that's a bit hard to grip.
Heavy and very smooth. It might have some oil on the outside made to make it smoother.
But like I say, it's mainly the fact that it's not particularly well for gripping. Well, okay, I guess. So how tall are you?
About 3 feet.
You could climb up on the next to the jar and jump.
Well, okay, let's just see if you can reach up. I'm assuming you're fairly light. I will lift up the gnome by his ankles. It's like
Hang on. Just hang on a sec.
can
What does the key look like? It's
probably weak.
It's
Huh?
like a gold key.
no. What does the key look like? It's
hanging
attached
from the-
with? Is there a hook or
It's just over a hook.
Okay, so
quarterstaff?
yeah, so he can probably reach.
What quarterstaff to poke the gnome with while he's climbing?
So,
Gnome on a stick.
well, no. Quarterstaff will help give the gnome some support while I'm hanging on to his ankles. Stand up, keep your knees straight.
Yeah, I'll do that on an angle to make sure that the viper can't jump out and sting you. Bite you. It's not stinging you.
No, if you're holding the quarterstaff up like this, so you can.
He's still wrapped around your leg.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
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 Cool. I'll reach out and try and grab the key.
Anybody have a bone sword?
Okay, give me a.
Because I have the thing. I'm 6'6", so that's at least 7 feet up there. He's 3 foot high. I don't really hold around the ankles as such, probably. So
Okay,
The,
so I'm going to make it a dexterity check, acrobatic check for our elf gnome.
Natural 20.
nice.
You just basically reach over and go, flick, catch,
Yep, and I will.
tumble off, land on your feet, ta-da!
Pretty good. We're working well as a team.
And at least someone
Nice.
actually saw some acrobatics done in this room instead of last time when the person did a bounce off 3 walls, grab the key, come back down again, and everyone else turns around going, did you do something?
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
the loop.
Okay, so comparing the 2 keys that we now have that are presumably not the door key.
Has different keys to the, different teeth to the brass one, but has the same head.
And the jewel decorations are the same or similar. There's no apparent
There are
change.
no decorations on the gold key. It's just a golden key.
I thought the one in the acid was a
The one in the acid was a
A
brass
brass-
key with jewels on it,
yep.
and the
now-
one that was dangling was just a gold key.
Oh, okay, right. So we've got a decorated brass key and a gold key,
And then you got the scepter key, which is
which the
different.
scepter looks like it would open the door. Okay. First of all, I can't have a look at the thing, make certain. Yep, that shape, that definitely looks
same
like the
shape as
door.
that
So okay, so we'll leave the scepter down beside the door for the time being, and then, well, I will take a look at both the locks and make certain they do appear to be the same. Obviously, I can't see inside to get the notches, but based upon appearance of the locks, both keys would work.
Yep, both keys would fit in both locks.
So we've got a steel chest and a copper-bound wooden chest. Which I think we've described as copper-bound so far, but that's...
Copper banded chest, so it should be wooden.
Okay. And we have a...
Which had freaked out your sorcerer.
Right. Yes, that's right. And we
I
have
begin to compose a song about snakes unraveling legs.
We have a gold key and a brass key.
Apparently there is hissing and purring and a tail twitching to in uncomfortable places to the tune.
I'll go up to the steel chest,
Mm-hmm.
and again, just have a listen and see if there's anything in there, and also test to see whether or not it leads to weird reactions of as you approach.
Yep.
Okay, so looking at it, there's only the faintest crack where the lid meets the base in the on the steel chest, and it'll be completely featureless except for the keyhole.
Okay. I'll take a look around the chest and make sure there's nothing on the back of it or anything like that. Like I'm guessing these three chests are effectively in the middle of the room, are they? Like you can walk around all three of them?
You can walk around all three of them.
Yep.
So give me a perception roll.
16.
16. Okay, you realise that the steel chest has some sort of trap on it. Once the lid opens, the trap will go off.
Okay. I reckon I had a pretty fair guess that was going to happen on any of the three chests. I suspect are trapped if you haven't got the right key on them. So, but I'll have another look at the copper banded chest.
Okay, give me a
Now,
perception roll.
Well, or do I need a will check it all before getting approaching?
Perception roll first.
Just perception, yep. Natural 20.
Okay, looking
That's
at it, this
25.
one doesn't seem to have a trap on it.
I can't find a trap on that, and I didn't have any concerns about approaching or anything like that. No, okay.
This mottled shade and hang limp on a stone.
Brass key, gold key, copper banded, steel chest. Do either of you have any particular thoughts as to which is more likely?
Well, which one went into the... Oh no, there's a gem one in there. Okay.
And like I said, there was a rune encrusted. There was runes on the key that went into the rune,
Yeah.
the rune chest. The next one. Were the chests apparently in any order in the room?
The pure.
They're just random spots around the room. Okay, so it's not a case of them. Okay, yes, the glass jar led to the first chest, the second chest, and hang on, no, the basket was in there, wasn't it? So.
And Kroll is able to point out that the chests aren't in the same locations they were for his test.
Right. Well, my first thought as a distinguisher would be the steel chest is a stronger, more secure chest and trapped, and therefore more valuable item or valuable in contents, and therefore would have a golden key to open it.
But if the copper chest is not trapped, there's technically no risk that we know of.
Well, I guess that's having noted that the copper chest did not appear to be trapped, first of all, is it locked? I will ask them to go stand back. I'll just make sure that it's actually, we can't just open it.
Give me a will save.
A will save. Now we get the will save. That's not so bad. Wills plus 5, 20.
Your hand passes through it.
Okay. Then do they see my hand pass
They
through
can
it?
both make a will save.
As I say, it might not be trapped because it's not there.
23.
You both see his hand pass through it.
Try and touch the key to it.
Well, I was going to say, but then which key?
Brass one?
You're thinking of the brass?
Well, I would say that even if we get it wrong, just touching, if the wrong key might pass through it, and the right key might actually touch it.
Yes.
And then if the correct key touches it, I mean, this whole thing could explode, and that could be fun
And
too.
obviously that's the concern, the issue. I don't disagree with you that the right key will work. The wrong key will either do nothing or
Or also
have
disappear.
disastrous consequences of some sort or another.
Yeah.
But
Look, take your best guess as to what you think it'd be.
as I say, my guess would be that the gold keys for these more secure steel chest. If anyone has if no one has a better thought process,
I agree with that trial and error.
just wondering.
Does anyone actually have the thievery skill?
Not trained.
No.
No.
So, as I said, compared to most of the parties I've been with so far, we're almost perfectly balanced. And obviously we don't need a thief in a locked room chest.
No.
Hey, perfect one to try.
Exactly.
We do this legally.
That's right. So, now, actually, just because we're not trained in thievery doesn't mean we can't use it as a thought process. Potentially.
You cannot disable a device.
No, not disabled, but like have it effectively. Yes. As a player, I'm making, and therefore as Cordar, he's making that assessment of gold key, more expensive chest. I'm wondering as players whether with the skills, whether there's a particular skill you think, oh, actually maybe from a thievery perspective, oh no, it's a brass key. Or gold is more malleable. It's easier to fake a gold key, so therefore you want them to keep a chest. So,
I guess.
but not having any other things to go on at the moment, I will.
Well, the gold key was also harder to get.
I don't know.
You had to defeat the snake,
Yes.
put it in the other chest, to lower the key. If you hadn't have rolled well, you wouldn't have noticed it drop.
Oh yeah, okay. But yeah, so we're going with the brass gleaming custard key, and I will see if I can touch it to the chest that apparently is not there.
Goes through it.
Try the other one.
Okay. I will give the other key a try.
It also goes through it.
Okay. So potentially that's just a completely illusionary chest.
Could be.
Or
Totally
the key in the chest we're about to unlock is the one for this one.
Could be.
Feasible, yes. So, noting that the steel chest I'm confident is trapped, again I would suggest that you two stand back some.
Yep.
But we'll still go with gold key into the steel chest.
Correct.
That's the first option. I will place the gold key in, not attempt to turn it yet. So, but it seems to slide in
just like
smoothly. I will give it a gentle twist. It's gold, I don't want to bend it.
You're going to do until twist, you hear mechanisms moving.
Okay.
Can't tell if trap or chest.
That's right. But it appears to rotate an appropriate quarter or half or full turn, whatever is appropriate for the key sort of stuff. I will then see if I can raise the lid of the chest.
Okay. As the chest raises, a blue gas goes into the room.
I'll then do a step back as I hold my breath.
And everyone is now a Smurf.
Particularly him.
You have been Smurf.
Same size, different colour.
No, you're blue.
WDW die.
Yes, you are blue.
As I said, we're all blue now.
I have a Corvette.
So the puff of blue dust was literally dust. Just wash it down with some of that water in the jar.
Sorry. Blue is my
You'll be fine.
Corvette. It's sitting outside. I'm blue. I have a blue house with a blue window.
Okay, I will momentarily go. Doesn't seem to be hurting as such.
Do I now have a blue snake?
No, it's protected by your trousers.
It was under your thing, and basically as you're covered in blue, you see the green snake slither out and head back towards the basket.
Aw, bug guy.
Mate, you might want to tip the basket down and make it easier when you get in.
No, I'm going to do that. Hang on. I don't want to move the basket. I will attempt to assist. I will try and assist him to get back into the basket.
He purrs at you the entire way.
Good little snake.
Well, noting that
You notice that you've got a couple of teeth holes in your pants.
That's okay.
She didn't bite you, just bit your pants.
he was having trouble gripping when he was on his way up.
What a good little snake.
Okay, I'll notice that apparently I'm not dead. I will step back forward to the chest again and see if I can see the contents of the chest.
Inside, you
How good is
see
not being
It's a place to work from.
a folio of papers and a wand.
Folio papers and a wand.
Keep in mind,
Which means it's a stick that may actually have someone just put some numbers on it.
That puts some sparkly stars on it.
keep in mind that our only objective here was to get
The papers and withdraw. Like leave the room.
Do we want to try and open this other one?
Well, I would certainly be curious about the third chest. Although, I say either it's illusionary, but again, do either of you recognise this stick?
No, but I reckon use it on the illusionary chest.
Yeah, give it a go. Might make it solid.
Well, but I'm suggesting the fact that potentially someone like yourself, who's into the magic-y type stuff, you might have a better use of. You might be able to use the stick better.
I examine the stick.
Okay, while he's doing that, okay, well, I'll remove the papers. I'll deliberately.
Whoa! Hang on! Before you do, wash your hands. They're covered in blue. See if you can get the blue off. To make sure we don't get blue all over the papers.
Okay. Yep, I will
You
use my water skin and
wash your hands, and your hands are still blue. The water comes off not blue.
I will try wiping my hands on the wall.
Doesn't leave a mark.
I take
Okay.
a spare shirt
Mhm.
and hand it to you. Cover it in that, please.
Okay, yep. I'll wrap the place it down on top of the papers and the stick then.
Yep.
Wrap them up, draw them out, and then basically aim to leave the end of the stick poking out and say, yep, you can grab the stick. So,
Use it wisely.
well, first of all, have you got the powers to determine if the stick is magical?
No.
Takes 10 minutes to cast Read Aura.
Don't have read aura.
I thought you had detect magic there before.
Detect
so.
magic only tells you if something within 30 feet of you is magic.
One of us magic was screwed.
Yeah, no, but the point being the fact that we can put the stick down in the corner and you can say, okay.
Yeah.
No matter where he stands in the room, he'll detect anything in the room.
Yep. You know
Because the
what?
room is only 30 feet wide.
I grab the
Okay.
stick.
Yep. You've got a stick.
Using my performance check,
And I'll give you the key as well. Like the knobbly key that.
I don't want the key.
Well, just on the idea that if you make the chest go solid, you might want the key to open it.
I was thinking you'd open it up.
Oh, okay. I'm happy with that too. While he's examining the key, I will continue to wrap up the papers.
I
and put them in a pack.
do a performance that makes it look like I know what I'm doing.
Give
Okay,
me
a performance roll and let's see how badly you convince everyone.
And once I do this, I touch
And I've got my
the
2d20
stick
ready for my skill check.
very gently to the chest. Bogus Pocus. 13.
So perception to realise his problem, but disadvantage because I'm paying attention. I'm wrapping up the chest. Okay.
You mother truckers, I'll roll deception if that's the case.
Well, when you roll a deception?
No. Performance. I
Oh,
was doing an interpretive dance of spells.
okay. I was happy to believe you. Like, okay. That's why I gave myself disadvantage.
So, what's your tradition?
Sorry?
What's your spellcasting tradition?
You're arcane, aren't you?
Help me out here.
Well,
Are
you're
you
arcane.
divine spells?
Do I get access to both? I think it is. Being sorcerer with the infernal, I thought I did.
I was going to say it probably has your skill associated to it. I would have thought.
Let me have a quick.
Whether you're an arcana skill or a divine
I
skill.
may have misread that. I do
Look at the
apologise.
sorcerer. You want to look at the sorcerer class.
So you have taken the infernal.
Or in fact, it may even be on your character sheet, being the sorcerer character sheet. That might actually define it for you.
You took diabolic, didn't you?
Correct.
Then you have the divine spell list.
Oh, okay. Right. We'll have to throw
So
a
that's
few.
where your spells come from.
We'll have to take a couple of... Actually, I don't know that I have any. So anyway, I have divine.
Okay, so it's a stick. You wave it, nothing happens. Obviously, you're not the chosen one.
The stick's broken. Have a go. Come on, man. Give it a go.
You wave the stick around, it hasn't chosen you either.
Can I shove it in the hole?
Not into the hole. Just try and touch it with the chest.
Oh, okay.
Like it's the key will go in the hole probably.
I
But
meant
we wanna
shove
make
in the
sure-
wand in the keyhole, but that's fine.
Yeah, but I just try touching the wand to see if it actually hits the chest.
Okay, I guess I'll...
You wave it around, nothing really happens.
Alright, pass it along.
Did you did you touch it to the chest?
Yeah, I tapped it.
Did he tap? Yeah.
You didn't hit the test.
I did.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Martin.
He attempted to tap it, but it went through. Is what he's saying.
It went through.
Okay. All right.
So and yes, well, Cordar will likewise confirm that it's not there.
It doesn't appear to be there.
Okay. Well, I feel that we have probably completed the requirements. Although the question is there
What else are we missing?
more than one set of documents?
No, he said that if
He said
find...
if we found documents, they would be the documents we're looking for. But that doesn't mean it would be all the documents we're looking for.
Okay, so basically to use a wand that has a spell not in your tradition, you have to identify the spell before you can cast it.
Okay, you gotcha. How do you identify the spell?
You have to use the recall knowledge action, which is a secret roll, and that means I roll and only tell you if you succeed.
Well, you tell him when you do you identify it and.
Is it using our stats or we use?
Well, no,
Using
yeah.
our
So basically,
stats.
it's using your religion or arcana, whatever is a knowledge skill that you would roll on. He would roll on that, and if you beat the DC, he'll tell you what the spell is. If you don't, he'll either tell you the wrong spell.
And it takes
or,
10 minutes to do.
So,
Do you think it's worth doing?
Yeah.
well, as far as we're aware, we've still got time.
Well,
So you've done all this in less than a minute so far.
Ah, okay.
Jesus.
Well,
We
seeing
have been quick.
as
we're way ahead of schedule
our
for these
time
escape rooms.
started since Mr. Slow decided
Well, it
to
may
go
have.
down
Well,
the
I don't know. We
corridor.
don't know it started then, but okay.
So 10 minutes is everyone else gets 300 actions.
Yeah. I guess
Well,
I did that.
the other one we can do is then, basically, I could be, if you think you might take some time and you think you might be able to work it out, between the two of you maybe, I'll stand by the door here, listening to see if I hear anyone coming to open it, and if they are, I'll open the door before they get there,
Okay.
and if they're not, then you guys have got a bit more time to work with.
Alright.
But
What's your passive perception?
passive perception 15.
You also know that you never heard the guy make a step.
I know.
The entire time he was outside.
I'm actually confident that I wouldn't. Hey, I'm half expecting the door opened by itself. So, but
Turns out the guy pushing the door had nothing to do with the door closing.
as leader, I'm also curious to see if we can open this third chest, and I'm willing to allow an extra 10 minutes to see if it can happen. So,
All right, if you want
so
to.
therefore, my telling them was just a hey, yeah, take your time. You got, I'll catch it.
Got religion +7, so.
You get religion +7? Okay.
I'll pretend I didn't say that.
Well, were you trying to help him, or were you trying to do it as well? I did say we're together.
So you spend 10 minutes playing with the wand, looking at it, examining it, smelling it, trying to glimpse the arcane or divine or primal or occult power coursing through the wand.
Yep.
Because it gets one use per day for the wand.
Okay.
Everyone does one use, and it doesn't run out of charge. You can overcharge it and have a second wand, but you break the wand to do so. And if you try to use a wand a third time in a day, you destroy the wand.
So, as I said,
So I take it that was a fair then.
probably. But the point being, with
It was a natural wand.
Beleth also.
Do you have rerolls?
You do.
Also
You
attempting.
should have 2 rerolls for getting, and
But-
plus the 3 people who said they weren't.
It's a
gonna be,
secret
so
roll,
5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess so we can't really, yeah.
We're not, but admittedly, we could also rely on the fact that you didn't actually find out the information you're looking for. So you
Yeah,
weren't
that's
sure.
true.
Um,
That's true.
But first of all, though, like I say, Beleth was assisting or attempting the check at the same time. Is he allowed a separate roll or an advantage or whatever, how it works in Pathfinder? So,
I'm 3 with religion.
Okay, so apparently you found
So
you had a better grasp on
So you
what
both-
was happening.
you
but
both looked at it for a while and worked out, nah, can't work out
between the
what's
two of
happening.
you and 10 minutes spent playing with this wand,
And
and the
after,
snake getting jealous.
and the chest is still illusionary to touch.
Yep.
So,
Okay, that's fine.
well, are you bringing your friend with you, or are you going to leave your friend here?
No, I shan't be taking him. I would love to take him with me. However, I'd rather not steal from these people.
Well, if you
Can we just take a moment to account for every single variable that we have? So we have the 2 ones. The 2 keys. We have a few other things.
Well, we had 3 keys. 4 keys, in fact, we had.
Did we try and use the other keys that have already been used on other chests? And
We didn't
Well,
try
we-
the scepter key. We didn't try the.
We didn't try the scepter key as yet, and we didn't try the key, the runic key that opened the runic chest.
nothing's stopping us from doing that, is it?
Happy for you to give it a try?
We will try and touch the chest with every single key, every combination of
Can't
key.
get the runic key back out.
Cool. All right, I'll try and touch
What do
the
you mean
chest
back
with.
Once you put it in, it'll lock
No, I didn't start putting it in the door because I was concerned it could have went in the
No.
door
Well,
might
that's
open.
one we already used to open one of the previous ones.
Oh, the runic key, sorry, yes. Yep.
Cool. We'll try and touch the chest with both keys. Nothing. Try and
No.
block.
And the key on the end of the scepter also goes straight through it. Yep. It may well be just an illusion there to distract, in which case it's worked, it's done its job.
Yep.
There may be more stuff there. Unfortunately, it is not something we can be looking at this stage.
Alright, cool. Well, then
So-
I guess we'll. Are we then using the scepter key on the door?
On the main door,
You have memories of someone trying to jump up onto the illusionary chest to get away from the acid.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
that would have worked well.
I go back and pet the snack a couple of times, and then
It purrs. You hear purring in the back of your head again.
that's creepy. You're a good snack.
I'll give you the
Wait,
silk, silk
snack.
swaddling to put back in there
Hang on
to
a second.
keep it company.
Snack, you can't open that chest, can you?
Give me a nature roll.
5.
It just looks at you and flicks its tongue and then moves away.
I mean,
Well,
there's nothing you can do to help me out.
Possibly he may not understand you, but possibly if you actually allow it up your arm and hold it at the chest.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the repercussions of that. However, I would like to give it a go anyway. I will try and coax the snack back onto my arm. Preferably not onto my leg.
Sure. Give me another animal command roll.
Another what,
That's,
sorry?
that's
Another
nature.
animal command roll.
Nature.
Nature roll.
4.
It actually hisses at you.
It's getting a bit annoyed at you right now.
I'm sorry to bother you, Snack.
I'd leave him
Gentle
leave him
pat.
rest.
I think it doesn't like chests.
I'm sure he's still alive. I've not about the chest yet. So. But yes. Well, there being no other options at this stage, I suggest we are done.
Good
Yeah.
Snack.
While I was looking through, I'll unwrap the shirt and just have a bit of a look at the documents and stuff like that to see if
Oh,
I can
yeah.
recognise the languages on them.
Well, maybe you could, like...
It
Maybe it gives us
is written
instructions.
in the Siren languages.
Siren, yep, I know that well.
Do I know that one? Is that one I picked?
I doubt it.
One of the 2? That wasn't one of the 2 we
No,
said?
Varisia and Shoanti.
Yep.
So, yes, Siren, literally Egypt,
Cool.
effectively.
Yep. And it basically has maps detailing burial vaults.
Good enough. Well, I will carefully wrap them up again. The blue was still not coming off my fingers onto the shirt or anything like that, was it? That's good.
I feel like the blue means something.
We ready?
Yep.
Yes, it means we failed to open the chest without setting off the cut.
Yeah. It's more embarrassing.
You found a trap, but couldn't actually disable it because you didn't have anyone with the skill.
That's right.
We're going to be blue for weeks, aren't we?
Yes.
Mm.
This is not the first time.
No.
At least not for me.
Yep, we'll put the scepter key into the lock and hope that works. Be
It works.
annoying now to turn down blocking the key we need to open the door.
As you turn the key, the door just opens. And you can see down the hallway the guy still walking down the hallway towards a stool to sit down on.
He's only gone about 15 metres away.
We had friggin' ages.
Well, no, that was because you gave me
Imagine-
this.
Wait, hang on.
We're only about 15 minutes.
Hang on. So, who was supposed to come back to open the door? No one?
No.
Anyone?
Okay,
don't know.
we would fail if the door was open before we got out.
Yeah.
But we didn't know who was opening the door or anything like that.
So, if we wanted to give... We can't give that one another go, can we?
You don't know?
Why would we give it another go?
We might be able to make it work. The door's open. It doesn't mean we're finished.
We haven't actually left the room yet.
Oh. Well, I was going to close the door again.
Well,
See,
no,
you
we
see,
leave it open.
he slowly turns around
We-
and sort of looks at you and you sort of beckons.
So, in the sense that, like I said, technically we had to allow the door to close.
Yes, that bit I worked out.
That's right. So, but just because we've opened the door now does not mean we have to actually leave the room immediately. The door can stay open, potentially.
Yeah,
but that would be only if you felt that you might be able to do something more with this
But that just
illusionary
might
check.
just be purely illusionary.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay. I figured that, yes, if you guys couldn't work out the stick in the time available,
No.
it's something we probably don't need to worry about.
And you turn around, the chest that you couldn't touch is gone.
Mm.
All the more reason to leave it alone, I think. Then.
Mm.
So,
It disappeared as soon as you opened the door.
Maybe we'll shorten our time it took if we bring the stool to him.
well, okay, we can go and meet him.
Not with or without the stool.
Which stool?
He was coming down to sit next to a stool next to the door.
No, I thought he had a stool up the end.
He had a stool down the hall.
He was walking down the hall
right.
to a stool to sit and rest.
Well, we could bring the stool to him and then carry the stool back over to where the stool came from.
He'll travel faster that way.
We shall exit the room and return to.
And he has this, follow me sort of gesture, and then shuffles away.
Okay. And as we're walking away, then again, I will be standing near him, ready to catch him if he falls, state the fact that, well, yes, hopefully we were not gone too long that we interrupted the flow of our scintillating conversation.
He sort of looks at you. You had that a strange sort of feeling. Give me a will save.
14.
Okay. You sort of in his eyes, you sort of see thousands and thousands of years of life.
That doesn't surprise me.
Just flashing.
I knew he looked old.
and he just smirks and walks on, shuffles on.
Sorry, I heard shuffles off. About to say this mortal coil.
No. I've definitely got images at the moment of in Terry Pratchett in the pyramids.
What good would that be though?
You've read Terry Pratchett pyramids.
No.
Khufu was the old priest that supported the pharaohs and everything like that. And yes, the realization that when we say old priest, the current pharaoh was a young boy when he was old. In fact, you said my grandfather, didn't you? And turned out he was old when he served his grandfather.
He's just been serving all the pharaohs.
It turned out, yes, he had indeed been there for the start of the Egyptian Empire that had ruled for several thousand years.
There is a reason why the funeral rites have been precise and followed.
Because on that one there, the idea was the fact that, yes, the pyramids were especially built to trap time. So by sleeping in the pyramids, you got to effectively live forever in that sense. And yes, he was fortunate enough by being gifted by one of the early pharaohs his own pyramid.
Oh, right.
And he'd been around for a little while.
That's cool.
Okay, so
a real problem for his deputies that kept thinking they were ready to take over at some point when he died.
So I remember when I was a young lad that I might take over from, but now I look older.
But yes, we shall follow our friend on the gentle walk. And so, while walking, I will see if I can rub any of the blue off as we're going along.
No, it doesn't seem to come off.
No, that's
I
right.
think the day he starts a brisk walk is the apocalypse.
Yes. Yeah, he's got a t-shirt on his back saying, I'm an EOD expert. If you see me running, try to keep up.
I'm not that concerned.
Might have we break for nobody on the back.
More like you've seen me power walking.
Okay, so an hour later here gets you back to the study. You see the study about half an hour before you get to it.
Yeah.
Okay, more time to see if I can get any of the blue off. But yes, eventually we shall aim to return to the leader of the faction.
Yes, and you're invited in after the doors open, and you can see up on the wall a image of you opening the chest and blue, and then it goes back to you opening the chest, then blue.
This is the worst GIF ever.
Yes. Yes.
He seems to have that on repeat.
Things did not go completely according to plan, but I believe these are the documents you were looking for.
They are. He just looks at you and smiles and just waves, and the blue just fades away.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank you.
So if you had a decent enough wizard, they could have made it go away.
I'm sure. That's fair.
It was only a prestidigitation after all.
Magic is certainly not my forte. I'm happy to leave that to the experts.
And as you had no rogue to disable the trap, I was expecting you to, stumble across that one. At least it's the only one you stumbled on. And you may keep the stick, which is a wand of knock.
A wand of knock?
Wow, nice.
Unfortunately, you'll need an arcane or a occult spellcaster to use it.
Well, I'm sure we can find someone who has the gift. Thank you very much. So, is there anything else that we could do for you?
I believe you have done well. I will send a letter of recommendation to Valson.
Thank you.
He just looks at you again and just laughs.
I don't suppose you could tell me whether the chest has actually had something in it.
Oh, it did have something in it.
You're not going to tell me what it is it?
No, which one? The illusionary chest?
If I told you, you would then know, and then you would stop wondering.
But more importantly, you could argue. I would have thought there was a more pressing question on your lips.
Which is?
Could you keep the snake?
The snake was one of the. Was it tigers at the front, or what was it? What were the cats at the front?
The cats were tigers, yes.
No, the cats were tigers, yes.
But the snake was also purring.
The snake wasn't. The snake was one of the tigers, wasn't it?
No,
Really?
it wasn't even a real snake.
Oh. Is it something else?
It was an illusion.
I like that snake.
I know. I made it.
It's a good snake.
You can still kill someone.
I don't doubt that in any way. He was cool.
I
So beware of the cats. Their attention is something not to be sought after. They tend to play with people.
They are
And
very,
they have a terrible sense of humour.
They are very, very magnificent creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd diplomacy the shit out of that one. That's definitely not a deception roll, I can tell you that much.
He says, he does give you a bit more information that one of them is on a book tour at the moment, which is why he's visiting.
Incredible creatures.
Awe-inspiring by the sound of it.
Yes, rather annoying hissing.
Since they expire awe. Or terror.
But he does have this great summoning spell in the back of the book.
Oh?
Yes, apparently you can summon in some great healer that he travels with.
Really?
Yeah.
Be a useful spell.
Do you remember at the start
keeping
when they
quiet.
said to not attract the attention of the tigers?
I didn't say I wanted it. I said it would be a useful spell. And hey, you're the one that's apparently hearing them. So,
Is that they serve someone by the name of Lord Hank.
Still keeping quiet.
well, so bid you good day. Thank you very much. And please call if you need further services.
I shall.
You
You sound like a very well working group of people. You just need someone with some thievery skills.
Yeah.
Maybe that guy who had his head removed might have been worth keeping around after all.
He would have been nice to have. He's quite good at, well, was he that good though?
No, but he might have been useful.
He might have been useful.
He might have developed.
In the same way that a table is good from hiding from projectiles.
But admittedly, yes, someone who could open the chest with that setting off traps would be handy. But worst comes to worst, That's what the hammer's for.
Enjoy. You probably have enough time to get another one of your tests done today if you wish.
So, well, we shall return to Geneva and...
She's waiting outside.
Yep.
She's been enjoying tea while I've been scrying.
Okay. Well, thanking you. Yes, we'll return to Geneva.
She's reading.
Cool.
She's currently reading a book.
Okay. Corda's probably happy enough to not do another one right now. Not when to push his luck more than one. And yeah, as a player, I'm probably just as happy that we can finish earlier than normal. But if you guys do want to do another one,
No, I mean,
that's available.
easy
So,
either way.
so how did your test go?
Well,
No one seems to be dead, so that's a good sign.
we retrieved the documents.
And I see you've got a new scar to show for it.
So,
Yeah. I'll
Very handy.
toss her a
We-
couple
we-
of silver saying you won the bet.
we did retrieve the documents and got out of the room. Wasn't all clear sailing.
No.
Yes, well, from what I hear, you wouldn't really want to stick your hand in the jar.
I understand that's a bad option. Yes.
It was a nice red herring.
Yes. So,
What, his arm or the trap?
Both.
well, afterwards.
Either is a bit fishy.
So,
But now I have a matching set.
Anyway.
okay, well, okay. Do you know anything about the three chests as to contents thereof?
Yep,
So,
it's quite useful. You know, getting into that illusionary chest was amazing. Just wish I could tell you about the contents, but as part of the test.
fair enough. That's all right.
It's like Fight Club, no one ever talks about it.
So,
She just swings in your general direction.
and it's the sort of thing that, well, yes, would have been nice to be able to, but you do with what you can. So,
Well, it's a career-making move.
Yeah, it's gonna be something super random, like stick the snake into the keyhole. And it's like opens like what the fuck?
I compose a song expressing my frustration. It's a pretty cool song.
It's a rock ballad, isn't it?
It is, yeah. What did it? Performance, right?
Well,
Yeah, they got a 20.
you know, if you had have actually met the Chelex people first, you could have had an imp help you.
Oh,
Wait,
really?
what?
But she was offering free imp services for, you know, just signing on a piece of paper.
Yeah, that sounds sketchy.
No, not sketchy. Signature.
Both.
and yes, it's all legal and above board, or above something.
Yes.
A promise of a future favour.
As a diplomat, I'm very conscious of signing my name on things.
No, it doesn't have
Thank
to be your name, it just has to be an X. Still counts.
Yeah. Still not keen on it.
Especially when it's done with your own blood, too.
Well,
This sentence keeps getting worse and worse.
Yeah, just...
but to me, it's a whole lot of why we want the services of an imp. Nasty evil creatures, these.
So I believe we still had, well, I know I had to talk to his lovely Prince Oilhands, and there was Miss, I own a orphanage, and there's, I think we passed the chest one. Yeah.
You did manage to get the chest by fighting an imp.
Yes.
By what?
They fought an imp to
Oh,
get
for-
the chest.
Yes.
oh, sorry, not the chest in the not the room chest that was.
Yeah.
just
This was Miss
Miss Bondage.
Miss
Yeah.
Bondage. I was going to use a different name, but yes.
The Paracountess.
Yes. My other name was much more unpleasant.
Harry's friend.
I was going to say Tits McGee, but that works.
See, that's what she looks like.
Tits McGee.
Tits
guess she kidnapped, technically, a party member for a week.
He volunteered.
Yes.
There was no kidnapping whatsoever. He was allowed to leave whenever he wanted.
Yes.
You just have to ask.
So, her name's gone into my head.
Janira?
Janira. So I was thinking Juni. So, is Janira taking us straight back to the?
She's happy to take you
Pathfinder
back to the society.
Is there a possibility of going via a market first?
She's happy to take you via a market.
So,
What are you looking for? She might be able to help you.
well, so, I've got my old trusty wooden shield here, but I feel like I can afford something a bit more sturdy, like that steel chest. So basically looking for a
You could
steel
ask
shield.
if they could make a shield out of a steel chest if you really want. I'd like the lid, please. Okay.
With the blue interior.
Yes.
You go off the blue window.
Just drill a strap into it. You're walking around with this chest lid as your shield.
So she's able to take you to the to the markets, and they do have shields available. So you can get a shield for 20 silver.
Okay. Yep. Because I have that.
One of my 3.5 characters had a tower shield that was just a table, legs and all.
Pick it up and carry it. And then
at
put it
the
down because it's got the legs.
and at the end of the day, it made a nice feasting location.
Exactly right. Didn't need a table to carry around or anything.
And it's got the card stuck to the outside, so they don't have to worry about it when they set it down.
That's right, yeah,
Let's continue where we were.
The card's already set up.
There's a shield called a heater shield, I think, or something.
Well, a heater is a style of shield that's basically the classic
yeah.
shield
Why is
shape.
it called a heater?
Because it keeps you warm.
Thanks for asking. I need to know now.
I've always wondered that. Why is it called a heater?
I was going to say, because you do get they say there are a number of variety of shields,
Well,
but
there's also the kite shield, but the kite shield is designed to resemble a kite,
Yeah.
no, you're probably more.
as in a bird, not the
So that's what I was going to say, because yes, the kid's kite is designed to resemble a kite shield.
I'm sorry, my mind went straight to this one, someone flying a normal kite, and then this orc running past, dragging along his shield on a string on the ground, going, "Why won't you fly?"
probably still happens, especially with the orcs from this town.
Yeah.
So the scary thing would be it actually manages to get it up. He runs far enough. My kite's flying.
He keeps going. "Ah."
And it's just because he's running so fast and you stand up. It is. What happened? Knocked out by a flying kite.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting medical report. Probably still won't be the worst I've seen.
So yes, you
Yep,
have
I've
no problem
got
getting
a steel shield that because just confirm. I know he said not enough money because he's got.
One of the things I
coin
do
to
as
which
my
we
character
have,
is
that one is yes.
a few times a week I'll go to the monastery and try and heal people and stuff.
Mhm.
Imagining I'm like some of the
Because yes,
fellow
because he picked up
adventurers and stuff might
the
end
from
up
the
being
Starkey
like
Faction
injuries.
Award, he had
I
the
bet,
10
being
gold
by
and
trousers
11
snake
silver
is one of the injuries.
Varisia coins. So, assuming he doesn't have 20 silver in Absalom coins at the moment, how much does it cost in Varisian coins? Unless Janira is happy to say, "Oh, hang on, I'll take a fifth cut of that, and then I'll pay for it." Type stuff.
Well, Janira is able to convince them to take it at coin value.
Okay, that makes it easy. Because yes, I was just
It's
going
not a hard sell because they like it.
Okay, that's all right. No, so I was happy to pay more because obviously I've got kind of 4 big pieces, but more than happy to pay base price too. Makes it a lot simpler on this. So.
Is Janira allowed to drink?
Oh yeah, she does it fairly frequently.
It's called a heater shield because it mildly resembles the shape of an iron.
As in an iron...
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Probably named by a blacksmith.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
Okay,
So
so
the kite shield came first.
kite shield came first.
Yeah, so that's okay. Kid's kite is actually based upon the shape of a kite shield.
Which is supposed to represent the beak of the bird, from what I remember.
Yeah.
What do I think of armour?
Just the steel shield gives you a +2 bonus to your AC, which is not actually better than the wooden
No,
shield.
it's exactly the same as wood shield. The
But
difference
it has
is
a
that,
hardness of 5 instead of 3.
and it's got 20 hit points instead of 12.
Instead of 12.
So it means that, yes, when I use that, the reaction to block,
Yeah.
A, it blocks more, and B,
Yeah.
it takes longer to actually be broken.
I use a longbow, but I actually have a buckler on this arm, so
So I won't try and sell my wooden shield because hey, if the steel one breaks, I have the wooden one can still be in the back room. So,
And as long as you've got enough bulk to carry, you can.
I could carry both of them quite easily at the moment. But
You can strap one to the front of yourself and one to the back.
I could do.
Because you can carry as much bulk as your strength mod +5.
Okay.
So if you've got a negative to it, you've got a negative to how much you can carry.
So, bulk is weight.
Bulk is
Yeah,
weight.
effectively, bulk is encumbrance.
So like the shield,
It's like,
the shield
what's the
represents one
measurement?
bulk.
Square meters?
But that's it. It's a bit of
It's
an anomalous or
It's
amorphous figure.
It's more of
that
an
says-
abstraction than the pounds that they used to use.
Like bringing you an example of the guy that carried a table as a
Yes.
tower shield.
Yes.
The table itself might have weighed
Yeah.
£10
Yeah.
or £20 or something, but would be bulk
Yes.
significantly
Yes.
more than
Yeah.
a ingot of steel.
So what weapons does your character have?
I really haven't got that far, to be honest.
Okay.
One of them is definitely a quarterstaff.
So as a
That
comparison,
you
I'll
use for
give
picking
you.
down keys or supporting gnomes.
Yes.
So
Turning gnomes into puppets.
So a quarterstaff is now a staff, which has a bulk of 1.
Okay.
So it takes up 1/5 of your carrying capacity,
Cool.
which is scary in its own right.
Yeah, it's almost not worth carrying, is it?
Well, not if you're not going to use it.
I'm gonna ditch it.
So they dropped the word quarter and just called them staffs.
Makes sense.
or you just cut off most of it, and then you've got like a
And-
3/5 staff.
But
Yeah.
you can use it one or two handed.
Yeah.
If you use
unless
so if
of
you use
course-
it one handed, it's a D4. If you use it two handed, it's a D8.
Really?
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you add a bit more to it and go the buck and a quarter stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Quarter.
And so if you get a magic staff, the magic staff it works exactly the same as a staff. So instead of saying the magic staff is like the quarter staff, it's just a staff.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why they simplified it.
Yeah.
Because they had to make rulings on magic staffs in other editions actually being the same as quarter staffs.
Yeah. At what point? How much do you have to cut off a staff for it to become a club?
Most of it.
Life questions.
did you say the shield did +2 to AC?
Yes. Steel shield +2 AC. But you have to have it raised for it to get the +2.
Ah, okay, yeah, that's okay.
So as you're carrying the shield, it does nothing.
Yeah.
So
And
you have to
that
use
is-
one of your
yeah.
actions to raise it,
Yeah,
and it's
okay.
prepared until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, because like on the system here, it's, if I don't equip a shield, I have an AC of 16. If I equip a shield, I've got an AC of 17. So,
you shouldn't go up.
but then I might have ticked for the and it says +2 AC bonus. So I'll see if I might work it out. Maybe there's an encumbrance issue that's happening there. Although there shouldn't be because
your AC shouldn't go up if you've equipped it.
I might have on the in play. I might have ticked the ray shield type stuff on the fact that yes, I work on. It's not really worth a third attack each round. I'm better off using the ray shield as my third action, and so it might be permanently ticked at the moment. But
So you do have a.
but I'm curious. It's only going up by 1. Like it's only changing by 1 at a time.
Should go up by
Which is
2.
odd.
So David, normally you have 3 actions every round, and an action includes moving, standing up, taking a 5-foot step. So there are no free movements, and each action can be used for an attack.
Okay.
If you have a 1-action spell, such as Magic Missile, you could fire up 3 Magic Missiles, or you could fire up a 3-round Magic Missile.
Ah, okay, I understand.
So each spell has a certain number of actions it can do. You have to get them all done in the same round, or you're spending downtime or exploration time casting a spell.
Yeah.
So once it goes more than a action, more than your turn, it becomes a long-term spell.
Okay.
Well, when I do activate the ray shield, then my AC becomes 19, i.e. +2 from the 17 that it went up to. I'm wondering, in fact, might be a fighter aspect of the shield gives equipping the shield might give an AC bonus as a fighter. There might be something in
Possibly, but you'd have to see where
there.
you
Yeah,
get
so
it
I'll
from.
see if I can work it out. That's fine.
That's why I do the annotated stat blocks for these
Absolutely,
things, because you
yeah.
figure out where all your bonuses come from. Because I don't trust Wrong Hero Lab at all, because it's gotten so many things wrong. Well, he created a false use of Amulet of Barkskin in Pathfinder 1, that people started to use it with a divine spell that increased your armor class based on different things, and it became a valid target. So people would have stupider armor classes because they were using a fault in the system, and it made it in the Pathfinder Society, who all thought it was correct because the tool was correct. And when it was pointed out that they have these big flaws, it's like, yeah, that's a flaw.
Yeah, right.
So, as nice as it is, you can't trust the tool.
Well, that's it. You can't rely on the tool to be perfect on everything. So
And if you can't understand where you get the bonus from, that's when you start tracking it down.
exactly, that's right. So
Okay, so you.
thank you very much for that.
She takes you back to the Pathfinder Society, and Kroll gets taken onto where his group is, so he can get ready for the morning's run off somewhere else.
Yep.
So his character is off for the mission that everyone else has already done. After a night of adventuring.
Yay.
So
Nice.
Stefan doesn't actually get any spoilers for Friday's group.
No,
That's fun.
not from Corda.
Well, it's because he's already advanced in the storyline.
But okay, he'll be able to do it. But yeah.
Okay, so I'll finish this one off.